Tonight, from Dave Long Memorial Stadium on the campus of Shawnee High School in Springfield, Ohio, it's time for the Premier Health Thursday Night Lights presented by the Cincinnati Toyota dealers. Tonight, it's the Eaton Eagles and the Springfield Shawnee Braves. And Andre, this is going to be a good matchup because Eaton, they're dying to get, they wanted to be on TV.
Absolutely.
Shawnee, they wanted to be on TV. Talk about the Eaton Eagles.
You know, last year the Eaton Eagles were one of the best teams in the state, finishing with an 11-2 record and a deep playoff run. But the team says they really knew that they could play at that caliber when they faced off against Bellbrook. They beat them 14-13 off a blocked extra point, and quarterback Brock Ebright says that's the moment that they knew that they were capable of making a deep playoff run, capable of playing with the best teams in the state. And now they say the theme for this year is going to be expectations, living up to that and showing that that deep playoff run is the new norm up in Eaton. But this is also a big night here in Shawnee for Springfield. I'm going to send it over to Tage to talk about something special they're doing tonight here.
That's right, Andre. They are certainly doing something special over on the Shawnee sideline. I got one of the Shawnee helmets in my arms right now. If you take a look right over here, they've got a sticker right here on the back of their helmet, and that is honoring Clark County Deputy Yates, who recently was killed. And this sticker is going to be on the back of all of their helmets in tonight's game. So certainly something special they're doing to honor a member of their community. And it's going to be on all the helmets throughout the game. Of course, now we are going to send it back over to Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters for a pregame weather update. Natalie?
Well, it's going to be a great evening for some football. Temperatures are going to be eventually dropping down into the 60s by the evening, but a warm start to the game. We'll start out with temperatures 80s, upper 70s, lots of sunshine expected for us, so looking pretty good. As the sun continues to set, we'll eventually drop back down into the lower 70s, but overall shaping up nicely for some football for this evening.
We'll be back with the coin toss and the opening kickoff right after this. You're watching the Premier Health Thursday Night Lights presented by the Cincinnati Toyota dealers.
Eaton, you're our visitors. You're going to call it. I have a silver dollar. The lady is a head. The eagle is a tail. Lady is a head. Eagle is a tail. You're going to repeat his call. If I drop it, we're going to flip it again. What is your call?
Heads.
Heads is the call. It's a head. You won the toss. Offense, defense, defer to the second half.
We'll defer.
Eaton has won and will defer to the second half, which means you're taking the football. Which goal do you want to defend?
We'll defend that goal.
Gentlemen, if you would, turn this way for me.
And we're getting set for the kickoff here at Dave Long Memorial Stadium. The Eagles will kick off. The Braves will receive. They will be going from left to right on your dial, on your screen. There's a good. And here's the keys to the game, Andre.
Absolutely, Doug. We're looking forward to this one a lot. Keys to the game for the Eagles. They've got to be the more physical team. That's something that Coach Brad Davis really stresses, especially in the running game. And, of course, you got to limit takeaways. The Braves with 10 takeaways last year, and they don't want any tonight on Eaton's side. Now, for Shawnee, it's all about consistency and not making simple mistakes. And that second one's the biggest one for the Braves, and that's applying pressure. This is a team that loves to blitz. They love to run fast, hit hard, and that's what they're looking to do to win this game tonight, Doug.
Ed Bamer and Zane Mercer going back deep for the Braves. I take that back. It is Trent Cordell back deep for the Eagles. So sit back and enjoy tonight's game between the Eagles and the Braves here on Thursday Night Lights. Good crowd on hand here. Good crowd from Eaton.
Absolutely. We were told it's going to be rocking in here, Doug.
Doing the kicking for the Eagles will be Drew Michael.
This kickoff brought to you, of course, by Wright and Schulte.
Well, the fans are here, the teams are here, the bands are here, the cheerleaders are here, so sit back and enjoy tonight's game between Eaton and Shawnee. The Shawnee crowd getting ready.
Doug, and as the Eagles kick off, Shawnee, it's going to be interesting to see how they come out and start this game. They've got a very talented quarterback in his second year starting. They run the shotgun option offense, which I'm sure we'll see a lot as we get to this kickoff, brought to you, of course, by Wright and Schulte.
Kick coming down to Cordell. Cordell fumbles it, picks it back up to the 15. He got a little running room to the 25, out of bounds, or down at the 27-yard line, and that's where Shawnee will take over 1st and 10 at that point.
Absolutely, and they talked about consistency, not making little mistakes. You saw a little bit of a muff kick there. Still early in the game, the nerves, they could still be going on. I know we were talking to Coach Meeks yesterday, and he joked with us. He's been doing this for 20 years, Doug, but he's always nervous. He's always nervous, whether it's a early season game, playoff game. As we look at this quarterback, R.J. Griffin, he says so many people are relying on him, and there's always a bit of nerves there, but it has gotten better over the last 20 years.
Here's a handoff. Or fake handoff as Griffin keeps it.
Absolutely, and there's a look at that shotgun offense that this team is so proud of. They run it essentially
all game, and when you look at that quarterback, R.J. Griffin, he had 734 rushing yards last season. That was tied for the lead on this team. His running back, Max Geyer, also had 734, and you're going to see a lot of that two-headed monster back there. We'll hear more from them throughout the night, Doug.
2 receivers to either side. Good snap. Griffin finds a man over on the near side, and Crow gets up to about the 35-yard line. Close to a first down, but a couple of yards short. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Braves at their own 34-yard line.
Absolutely, and I expect Zion Crow to be a huge part of this offense tonight. I know we got to watch a little bit of their walkthrough, and it seemed like every pass during the walkthrough was going to big number 5.
He's down at the bottom of your screen. 2 receivers going to the far side, 2 down at the bottom of your screen. Geyer, sidecar left. Good snap. Griffin is going to take it himself.
He had a lot of time there. Escapes the tackler.
And he's going to get out of bounds. Got the first down and gets out of bounds. And it's going to be it's going to be a first down for the Braves at their own 40-yard line. Here's the replay on it.
That's good enough for the Arby's first down as he gets around to the outside, and that's a great job by the offensive line, giving him plenty of time there. He almost stepped into a sack, but his coach talked about how elusive RJ can be as we look at that Arby's first down, how elusive RJ can be in really escaping those situations.
In motion goes Bamer. Pitch
the fake pitch.
Yeah, refake that. He got to about the 49 and into Eaton territory. Good enough for another Arby's first down.
Right. We talked about how elusive he is, and that's the challenge when you're dealing with the Braves. RJ can let that thing fly. He's got a huge arm on him, but he is so slippery when he pulls that ball and decides to keep it on the quarterback run. You saw him use it to pick up another first down, and that's something that Eaton's really going to have to hold in check. They're going to have to contain him, because if they can't, this could be a long night, Doug.
So Geyer once again behind Griffin. Griffin looking over to the right side, has a man open, and Bamer's got some running room. He's to the 35, down to the 34-yard line.
And there goes that Shawnee offense. Plenty of quick passes. This isn't a team that is going to necessarily drop back and look for that 40-yard bomb over and over again. They're going to lull you to sleep with short passes like that as we look at the Arby's first down. And with those short passes, they can set up the deep shot to perhaps the Zion Crow.
Once again, 2 receivers to either side. Geyer in the backfield. We talked to Max Geyer yesterday, too. He's a big kid.
Oh, yeah. He plays big, too. We'll see him get a handoff shortly. But first, we've got another screen pass.
Bumgarner gets down to the 20 line. That's going to be another first down for the Braves. They're moving the ball on this Eagle defense.
Absolutely. A great first drive. And, you talked about Ed Bamer. He made the play right before this. And I asked quarterback R.J. Griffin, I said, who's a player that we may not know who you feel like is poised to have a big breakout season? And that's who he pointed to. His wide receiver, Ed Bamer, number 9. Ed had a good catch that led to the previous first down. And R.J. just talked about how much he's been working throughout the offseason, throughout the weight room. He's really impressed a lot of people on this Shawnee sidelines as we look at the tight end, Brady Bumgarn, another big target for RJ. Those are definitely the guys to watch, especially on those short looks tonight, Doug.
There's a fake handoff. Over the middle.
There it is. There it is. And as number 22 right there, you've got to step up and make a play. When that catch was made, and there's Ed Bamer, the guy we were talking about, the breakout player for the Braves. When that pass is completed over the middle, number 22 for Eaton. That's Gavin Winings. You've got to step up and make that play. He stepped back, and Ed Bamer was able to bowl his way into the end zone for the touchdown. That touchdown, of course, brought to you by the Natos.
A nice 25-yard touchdown pass.
Perfect timing, Doug. We were just talking about that guy right there, Ed Bamer, one of the hardest working kids on the team. That's what the team tells me, and it shows when you have an opportunity to run a route like that and put your team on the board early in this one to get that 7-0 lead.
Humphreys makes the extra point. 7-0 Shawnee with 9:33 remaining here in this first quarter. One drive. That was it.
There he goes. There's the kid, Ed Bamer, bullying over the safety, putting some points on the board for his squad.
We'll be back with more after this. Seven to nothing in favor of the Shawnee Braves. They take the opening kickoff. The drive 64 yards, 66 yards, something like that.
Absolutely, and it was a great drive as we get to the kickoff, brought to you by Wright and Schulte. The dynamic duo of R.J. Griffin and Ed Bamer combining for the touchdown as we see what Eaton can do.
And picking it up.
He's got some room to that outside if he can get around the edge.
Dean's got it. Gets around the outside and out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. Their own 39, so that's where Brock Ebright will have, at that point, to take over for the Eagles.
Absolutely, and like we mentioned in the pregame, this Eaton team, they've been down before. This is one of the best teams in the state, coming off that 11-2 run last year. They're not going to be necessarily down in the dumps because they gave up an early touchdown. They know what they got to do. I'm sure Coach Brad Davis is going to talk to that secondary and get them in check, but this is a dangerous offense, Doug. Like you said, led by Brock Ebright, that quarterback.
He was 16 of 20 for 259 yards last week for Greenville.
And don't be surprised if you see a similar stat line in this one.
Handoff goes to Berard. Fortis Berard will get up to the 42-yard line, second down.
That's a big running back there, and potentially a two-headed over there in Eaton. They've got two good backs over there on that Eagles sideline, so we'll be looking to see when the second one will get involved. But right now, like you said, it's Bedard. Shotgun next to Brock Ebright, second-year starter quarterback.
Once again, Ebright in the shotgun. He's looking to his right. Now he's going to be flushed out of the pocket. Now he fires.
Oh,
picked
man!
off. Picked off by number 19, Bumgardner. And he brings it back to the 40 or the 38-yard line. And Braves got great field position.
Wow, what a play. And that's not how you want to start the game if you're Brock Ebright, rolling to his right, just looking to keep the play alive, keeping his eyes down the field, but that throw just a little bit short, and that's a 6'3" tight end. He's playing defense, but he plays tight end on offense, and it's going to be hard to get a pass over his head. That one just a little too low, and a great start by Shawnee on both sides of the field.
We have a man down on the far side. He's okay, though. Getting up is Boston Scanlon.
Jogging to the sideline. Good to see him up as we take a look at Brady Bumgardner. He had a big catch on the first offensive possession. And now you see him making a big defensive play as well. Huge start off to the game by Brady.
Scanlon was hurt, and we're going to toss it down to Tage. What do you got for us, big guy?
Well, we've seen an early turnover. We've seen an early touchdown. You probably have heard the crowd cheering them on, and the crowd here in the student section is completely beach-themed, which we absolutely love. I'm going to chat with some of the fans here who are dressed up and ready to roll. What's it like in the student section so far?
It's going great. I mean, we're kind of adjusting to being seniors, but I think it's really going better.
Things are certainly having a lot of fun here in the student section. We're sending you guys back to the broadcast booth as the gameplay is back in.
Pass out to Meeks. Meeks has some room down to the 26-yard line. That's going to be good enough for another first down.
Tage looked like he was having fun out there. A luau over there on the sideline as we get to that first down, brought to you by Arby's.
This defense, it's a tough start for them. They march down the field with short passes, and I mentioned to you, Doug, they use those short passes to kind of lull you to sleep for that deeper look, and that's what they were able to do on that first drive.
Crow to the near side, 3 up to the top of your screen. Timeout whistle on the field, and one of the guys, I think it's Crow, didn't have it, or somebody didn't have their pants all the way over their knees.
Ah, yes, the good old pants over the knees trick. Gotta stay in uniform, Doug.
I don't know how they get by with it in the colleges and in the pros. I don't know how they get by with it.
You know, the uniform guidelines kind of lax up a little bit as you get to the higher levels. Another quick pass for
Quick
Shawnee.
Pass out to Crow. Crow gets down to the 15-yard line.
And there goes Zion Crow. That's his number one target. The tallest guy on the team, it seems like. One of the biggest playmakers on offense. Those two, a dynamic duo tonight for sure, as the Braves enter the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's Pizza. A great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important.
You know, last week, Griffin was 15 of 20 for 163 yards.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure he did some damage on the ground as well, because when you talk about a dual-threat quarterback, when you look at that in the dictionary, you're going to see a picture of R.J. Griffin, holding a picture of R.J. Griffin. He is that.
Griffin back to pass, throws it in and out of the hands of Bamer.
That's the guy who caught the touchdown just a few minutes ago, last possession. So you can kind of forgive him on that a little bit, but that's this offense. It's the quick looks. It's making Eaton if I'm Eaton, I'm really got to press up against these receivers, because you can't let them keep running these 5-yard stop routes.
He was ready to run without the ball, though.
Yep, and that's the first trick they teach you, Doug. Before you can run, before you can go anywhere, you got to tuck that ball. Catch it, tuck it, and then you can do whatever you want to do. But if your eyes go off that ball a little too early, it's plays like that happen. That has us at 2nd and 10 right now.
Here comes Griffin around the right side. He's down to the 10, down to the 9-yard line. They keep moving that ball, and they're taking some time out of that clock, too. So that'll be 3rd down and about 5 at the 10-yard line. Nice shot from the end zone, seeing some fans at the other end of the field.
Absolutely. RJ, a huge part of these first 2 drives. RJ, this isn't his only sport, by the way, Doug. Baseball, basketball, all the way down to beach volleyball. Shawnee's quarterback does a little bit of everything as he tosses it to Max Geyer, his first carry of the night.
Geyer gets close to the first down.
Took 2 guys to push him out, and we were actually talking to their athletic director, and he joked with us that Max Geyer might love contact a little too much.
Yeah.
He's a guy that they have to beg to get out of bounds sometimes, because he loves the contact. He loves lowering his shoulder. He feels like he can run over anybody in the stadium. You saw it took 2 guys just to bring him down on that 3rd down play.
Another Arby's first down as the Braves are knocking on the door. They're down to the 5-yard line
right now. They've got a decision to make. 4th down on the field, 1 yard to go.
Full house backfield.
Get the field goal. My big guys against your big guys as they hand it off up the middle.
That went to T.J. Meeks.
He thinks he's a little short. Looked short to me, Doug. We'll see what
but the man in the stripes has the final decision. Eaton, they just short of the first down, so Eaton makes a big stop down at the 6-yard line, and that's where the Eaton Eagles will take over 1st and 10.
Absolutely, and Doug, you know the term hindsight is 20/20. Obviously, being that close, you can definitely make the argument that they could have sent the kicker out, secured a 2-possession lead early, but Shawnee, they believe in their guys. They believe in their offensive line, a lot of big guys on that offensive line. It's a veteran offensive line. 1 senior, 4 juniors. They said, we trust our big guys against the Eaton's big guys, and the Eagles were able to step up and make a huge play. Now it's still a 1-possession game as we're about halfway through the first.
Full house backfield for Ebright, and he's going to hand off. And he's going to go to number 34, big number 34 in Danny Caldwell. Pickup of about 5, 2nd and 5 from about the 20-yard line, or no, 10-yard line. kind of hard to see from up here. So 5:54 left here in this first half, or first quarter. And another carry up the middle. Couldn't see who that went to. I think it was number 13 and Mitchell Humphreys. Or no, yeah. It's kind of hard to see from up this high. So it'll be third down and about 4 from the 12-yard line for the Eagles. 2 receivers going to the left side, 1 to the near side.
3rd and 4, big play here for Eaton to capitalize on the momentum from that big stop.
Ebright reversing his field, now firing downfield.
Letting it fly.
He's got a man open and incomplete.
Some early contact there. I could justify if they were going to throw some laundry on the field, but I don't see any flags, Doug.
That was Leslie Orr.
That's their big captain, their junior receiver, excuse me.
R.J. Griffin in on the play.
Now we saw Ebright roll out last possession, and that's where he threw the interception. But here he reverses field. He takes a shot. He trusts his guy. You see a little contact there. Number 3 doesn't really turn his head. That's R.J. Griffin, the quarterback, actually.
I think he got away with something.
I think he might have got away with one, too. Typically, when you don't turn your head and there's a little bit of contact, that flag comes out. But, hey, you get a quarterback, maybe you get a break or 2. No problem on the Shawnee side. They made a big 3-and-out stop as we get to the punt.
Cordell.
Now we've got some laundry on the field. I see a flag fly.
Picked it up at the 47 and goes out of bounds at the Eaton 40-yard line, but there is a penalty marker down on the field. I didn't see where it went, but they're pointing over to Eaton. So the officials are talking about it.
Absolutely, and like I said, Shawnee defense, they might have got away with one, but at the end of the day, you talked about a momentum swinger. After Eaton is able to make that huge 4th down stop and get the turnover on downs, they had a chance to snatch momentum in this game, but going 3-and-out and being forced to punt, that keeps the advantage on the Shawnee side. And you see Rick Meeks talking to the umpires.
Oh, it's a penalty against Eaton, and they're going to knock him back.
They're going to make him kick it again.
Yes. The officials for tonight, Ryan Walter.
Illegal substitution. Defense, 12 players on the field. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Oh, so first down. That's Ryan Walters, our referee. The umpire is Ed Yike. Linesman is Kyle Bueller. Line judge, Justin McCullough. And the back judge is Rob Coles.
And nothing hurts more than that. You make the stop, 3-and-out. I mentioned the momentum swinger, and then a simple mistake like 12 men on the field, and now you're giving Eaton another breath of life. 1st and 10.
There's Ebright going back to pass, and he's going to be dropped from behind by the Braves, number 50.
And there goes that Shawnee defense. That's their theme, Doug. I told you, a few years ago, Coach Meeks told us that they used to sit back and kind of let teams, they really focus on defending the pass, but they were getting engaged in the running game. 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards. So Coach Meeks says he made a switch. He says, you know what? From now on, we are applying pressure. We are going to blitz often. We want to run fast. We want to hit hard. As you see, Boston Scanlon make the big hit right there. And that's the calling card of this Shawnee defense. As you see, more pressure coming and stuffing that run up the middle.
Handoff goes to Berard. And he gets it. Picks up about 3 yards. 3rd down and 9 at the 19-yard line of the Eagles.
And it was Boston Scanlon right there with the big play. We just showed him recently. I asked the running back, Max Geyer, who's a breakout player that you could see on this team who we may not know about, and his breakout player, Boston Scanlon.
There's Ebright going to his right, looking downfield, and it's incomplete. Or is it? No, it is complete. On the sideline.
That's a good one. We've seen Ebright roll out multiple times, and Ebright, he's a shorter quarterback, and that's something that he mentioned. He says, nice side-on throw right there. He said his favorite quarterback's Patrick Mahomes, that he had a little bit of Mahomes in him right there, but he mentioned that
he's a shorter quarterback, and sometimes people may tend to doubt him as we look at that Arby's first down because he's a little shorter. So when you've got a shorter quarterback and he can't necessarily seal for those big guys at front, that's what you want to do. You want to create creases, create gaps, and really roll them out. We see that a lot with Drew Brees back in the day down in New Orleans.
There's a handoff, and that goes to Caldwell. So it'll be second down. It'll be second down and about 7. Pick up a 3. 3:18 remaining. Here's the so the Eagles, after a mistake by the Braves, trying to make them pay for it.
And we talked about it, Doug. That was a huge mistake by the Braves. They had them dead to rights. It was 4th down. They punted after a 3 and out. And now you give them a little bit of energy, a little bit of momentum. And
false start. Offense,
that offense has to move back 5 yards now, but they've got a second life on this drive.
So another penalty against the Eagles. Marks them back 5 yards. It'll be second down and about 12 from that point.
Absolutely, as you saw head coach Brad Davis talking to his team. And Brad Davis, he's a fiery guy. We asked a lot of teams, what's one word that you would use to describe coach? And that was the word fiery. One thing Coach Davis told us, if I expect my players to be fiery out on the field, I've got to be fiery up on the sidelines. Ooh, that's a rocket over the middle. Oh!
Pass is incomplete. It's intended for Deem, and he bobbled it, almost intercepted. That could have been intercepted very easily.
Definitely.
So it'll be third down and about 12. Here's the replay on it.
And he threw that on a rope down the middle. That was kind of a sidearm delivery, too. It might have been a little too hard for Braden Dean.
So it'll be third down and 12 as the Braves look into the sunshine. So once again, in the backfield is number 32 in Gerard. There's a pass over to the near side. They got a man open. And Dylan Jordan. And he's up to the 35-yard line.
Won't be enough for the first, though.
5 yards short of the first down, so the Eagles will punt it away, with Drew Michaels doing the honors of punting the ball away.
Now you got to make sure to count. 11 men on the field. This is what messed them up last time. You see some guys running off already. Make sure the count is right.
Yep, they had 12 out there. Here's the punt. Nice kick coming down. It's going to hit about the 35-yard line. Picked up.
Not a lot of blockers for him back there.
No. That was picked up by Bamer. Bamer will be stopped at the 31-yard line, so it'll be first and 10 for the Braves at their own 31-yard line with 1:50 to go here in this first quarter.
Absolutely, and that's a good job by Ed watching that bounce, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
We'll be back. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back to Shawnee High School in Springfield, Ohio, the Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Cincinnati Toyota Dealers. Game of the week, the Eaton Eagles taking on the Shawnee Braves. The Braves leading at 7-0 with a minute 50 to go here in this first quarter.
Yeah, and absolutely, it's been a great first quarter for the Braves. You saw them score on their first possession. They had to get 2 stops for the price of one last possession.
There's
Geyer running over somebody like I told you he would. He loves the contact, Doug.
Down up to the 46-yard line, another Arby's first down.
He only knows one direction, Doug, and that's forward. He is not running side to side. He's not trying to shake you out your shoes. He's trying to knock you out your shoes.
You get in his way, you're going to get run over.
Train coming through. Max Geyer finding a crease up the middle. Great job by that veteran offensive line, like I mentioned. 1 senior, 4 juniors on that unit, a lot of experience. And Max Geyer, he's got a great chemistry with them, a great vibe. You see it on that run.
He looks bigger than 205, though.
Oh, definitely. Another Arby's first down.
There's Griffin. He's going to keep it himself. He goes around the right side, runs out of bounds at the Eaton They're going to mark it at the 50-yard line. So it'll be second down and about 5 from the 50.
I mentioned the two-headed monster when you talk about the Eaton running backs, but you've got the two-headed monster with Shawnee as well. And it's not two running backs. It's the quarterback and his running back, R.J. Griffin, Max Geyer. Those two have been together since the first grade, Doug.
In this area, that's all they do is they grow up together and they keep on moving on up.
Exactly. He says you're not going to see a lot of fumbles back there between those two. They've been doing it a long time.
Griffin will hand off again once again to Geyer. Geyer's going to get down to about the 48-yard line and pick up a 2.
Took about 4 people to bring him down.
What were they saying last night? It was going to be beach night tonight?
Yep, beach night. And you saw Tage down there as part of the student luau.
No, we need is the Beach Boys here.
That's what I'm saying. You know, we don't have any sand up here. We really should have made this place a little beach theme. Maybe said that beach music, you hear volleyball or something.
Exactly.
Some waves, ASMR around here.
I don't know about the waves. Here's Griffin. He's going to come to the near side. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to go all the way. He's to the 20 to the 10, 5, touchdown. R.J. Griffin from 48 yards out.
R.J. Griffin reading the defense like a book, finding the crease. They sent the blitz, and he was able to bounce it outside for a touchdown brought to you by the Natos. A 14, assuming they make the extra point, a 14-0 lead for the Braves. R.J. Griffin, what a play. He's a guy with a 4.0 GPA. He plays multiple sports, and he talked about it, Doug, when we spoke to him yesterday. Last year was his first year starting, and his problem was reading defenses and kind of getting that confidence up to make plays like that. But, hey, fast forward a year, and it looks like both of those problems are solved. Wow.
We're going to throw it over to the right or the left side, intended for Austin Valentine, and it's incomplete, and so the extra point is no good. But your score,
that trickeration, Doug. Like Mitchell Humphreys trying to steal 2 points instead of 1.
Here's the touchdown, and nobody touches Griffin, and he is gone.
Right, we talked about last season. He was kind of struggling with his confidence. He wasn't sure necessarily how to read defenses because as a junior, it was his first year starting varsity, but look at him now. Finding the crease, they send the blitz, he goes to the outside, hits the hole, and he's gone for 50-plus yards.
Now, didn't they say they were missing a couple guys last year, and Griffin was one of them? And that's why. Yeah. So he's the difference maker right now. He's been involved with both touchdowns, a 25-yard pass to Bumgardner, and now a 48-yard run, and it's 13-0.
Fun fact about Griffin, Doug, his dad, he's an engineer, but do you know what he makes?
No, but I know what he just did.
Whipped
he engineered
cream.
Oh, okay.
His dad makes whipped cream, so everybody out here that loves whipped cream, you can thank R.J. Griffin for those 6 points, and you can thank his dad for
there's the beach crowd.
Oh, there we go. See, they got the beach volleyball.
That's right.
We didn't get the memo. I would have came out in my beach attire. Forget this TNL polo.
You can do it next week when you're down in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We always have beach weather down there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is going to be your last broadcast.
Oh, yeah, it is. And what a game to have a last broadcast. You know, we talked about Eaton being one of the best teams in the state, and in the first quarter, they're down 2 possessions.
There's a squib kick, and falling on it is Preston Orr. Now, this guy, he did something that was kind of amazing.
Absolutely.
There was an accident, a car accident, out in front of his house. I guess they hit a tree or something like that, and he ran out, and he and his older brother saved somebody in
Absolutely. As well, this scoring summary brought to you by Rand Associates, Doug. But continue talking about Preston Orr. Heroic actions by him.
Yeah, he saved the guy. He pulled the guy out of the car, and I think the car caught fire.
Absolutely.
So he's the hero for this team right now.
He needs to be a hero on the field as well because they could use some help as a dot over the middle. Another good throw by Ebright.
Pass to Dylan Jordan, and that's good enough for another first down at the 49, about the 49-yard line. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's the pass, and Jordan was wide open.
Right, you were talking about Preston Orr. Leslie Orr is a wide receiver on the team. We saw him make a catch earlier, and yeah, you know, that's a big family. They have about 4 of those boys in that family, and like you mentioned, Preston and one of his brothers, they saw a crash outside the house, and they ran outside. They helped pull the guy out of the car. It's not a stretch to say that Preston and his brother saved the life.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's the end of the first quarter. Your score: the Braves 13, the Eagles nothing. You're watching the Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Cincinnati Toyota dealers. Be right back. One quarter in the books as you look at the Eaton student section, all in camouflage.
So you got beach versus camo.
Yeah.
Look at the student section matchup. That's a real close one.
There we go. The handoff going to number 32 in Berard. And he'll get down to the 49-yard line of the Braves. And it'll be second down. Here's a nice handoff.
We've seen some good plays so far from quarterback Brock Ebright, and you know, one thing about Ebright is really going to be his knowledge for the game. That's because he's a coach's son, Doug. His dad is a coach on this Eagles football staff. He's in a football family. His big sister actually videotapes for the team. She might be up here with us right now.
No, she's probably on the other side.
So yeah, football is ingrained in this Ebright family.
Ebright going back to pass, looking downfield. He's going to step up and he's going to run himself. He's got the first down, and he's going to be stopped at the, where are they going to mark it at, the 38-yard line. That's going to be good enough. It's going to be good enough for another first down.
Slipped up a little bit there, but hey, he slipped up past the first down marker. So with 11:11 on the clock, we got a first down presented to you by Aristocrat.
I'm going to have you put your coach's you got tripped up by the turf monster.
Yeah, some spots in that grass are a little uneven, so you know, that could be a potential challenge for some of these runners tonight.
Well, they're used to playing on turf.
All Seal, presented by All Seal, is the first down.
Handoff once again, going to Berard. He's down to the 25, down to the 22-yard line. Brought down by Bamer.
That's the physicality that Eaton said they were looking for. They said it comes down to who can be the most physical team tonight. And so far, that team's been Shawnee. But Berard's trying to change that coming out in the second quarter. That's a big guy, 218 as a sophomore.
He doesn't look like he's 218.
That kid's about 14, 15 years old.
It's fake handoff and throw over the middle, intended for 4. Incomplete, second down and 10.
Great coverage on the play by the DB. High throw by Ebright, but he really didn't have a window to throw it in there. We've been talking about Zion Crow being a big target on offense, but there, great press coverage as we look at him right there. Great press coverage on the best receiver on Eaton's side, and that's what you want to see, Doug. You want to see giant versus giant. If Leslie Orr is the best receiver on Eaton's side, we want to see him matched up against Zion Crow.
They are matched up on the far side. Ebright calling the play in the backfield. Now he's going back to pass, looking to his right, fires across the middle.
Ooh, almost picked up again.
Intended for Braden Dean. Incomplete to be third down. So two incomplete passes here. And it'll be third down at the 23-yard line of the Braves.
Absolutely, Doug. And typically on a third down, you want to look for your money plays or your money player. If you're Eaton, your money player's got to be Leslie Orr. And we talked about the matchup with Zion Crow. One thing that Leslie told us yesterday, he loves to defeat the guy in front of him. He loves that.
Pass is intercepted.
Wow, there's the matchup
Crow.
for you.
Crow's going to go all the way. Or no, that's not Crow. That is Cordell. He's going to go all the way. Dives into the end zone. It's now 19-0.
You hear that siren, Doug? That touchdown brought to you by Donatos. I hear a siren that might be the upset alert for this game.
That could be.
Shawnee taking a 3-possession lead on Eaton.
I don't think I'd want to be in that locker room at halftime.
Oh, yeah. You know, Brad Davis, they called him fiery. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of flames in that Eaton locker room. Things don't change real soon.
10:03 to go here in this first half.
Great play by Trent Cordell, DB.
pick six.
Humphreys will do the extra point.
You think they'll actually kick it this time?
Yeah. Let's make it a 3. Oh, yeah, definitely. Good snap and time called by Shawnee as they did not have enough players on the field. So they're going to take a timeout. So put your coaching hat on, and now what do you do for Eaton?
You know, for Eaton, you've got to sit and pull your quarterback to the side. You know, he's had a rough night tonight. You saw him picked off on the first possession. We'll talk about a little more about what Coach Brad Davis is telling his quarterback after the break, Doug.
We'll be right back after this. Back here at Shawnee High School, and Humphreys is getting set to kick the extra point. They had to call it through.
Maybe. They did fake it last time.
No, they're going to kick it.
You never know with Shawnee.
They're going to kick it this time. Kick is up, and it is through the uprights.
Got the crystal ball. They did kick it this time.
I got ESP.
You know, you talk about when you look at this Shawnee Brave team, we talked about last year a little bit for them.
Here's the replay of that touchdown.
And another screen pass, and he is on it. Sniffed it out and takes it to the crib. What a play.
Nobody was going to touch him.
And like I said, Doug, when you look back at last year with this Shawnee team, this is a team that lost to Eaton in their second game. And after that loss to Eaton in week 2, similar to week 2 this year, they were 0-2. And they said they had to have almost come to Jesus moment with their coach, Rick Meeks. They really had to get together, and that's where the team says Coach Meeks showed a lot of leadership. He talked to their team, he rallied them up, and after that 0-2 start last year, they rallied off 6 straight wins, carried that momentum to the playoffs, and now, speaking of momentum, they've got a 3-possession lead early in this game.
Dylan Matlock and Braden Dean back deep for the...
And watch tonight after the game at 10 p.m. We've got Adam Arrow, Megan O'Rourke. After the Thursday Night Lights presented by Cincinnati Toyota Dealers, we've got Dayton 24/7 now at 11 on ABC.
Hey, you got to get back and do that, don't you?
Yeah.
Or are you going to do it out here?
I think I'll teleport and we'll see. Maybe I'll get a private jet and a helicopter or something.
Star Wars?
Yeah. Stop off at the field.
Okay.
I think they got a landing pad back there on the soccer field.
Okay. End over end kick coming down, and a fair catch. Called by number 32 of Berard. He wanted to take off with it. He had some room to go, but he called for a fair catch. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
And that was the first time they didn't do a squib kick today, Doug. As we look at the scoring summary, a 77-yard pick 6 by Trent Cordell. That scoring summary brought to you by Rand Associates. And now it's up to this coaching staff to really get in Brock Ebright's ear. You can't let these mistakes snowball more than they already have, and that's where he's going to get with his assistant coach, Neiman, and Neiman being the offensive coordinator on this team, he actually used to coach this team, and Brad Davis was the assistant. Now he coaches on Brad Davis' staff.
Hard, just running over people.
That's a powerful guy. There's that physicality that we talked about.
Up to the 24-yard line, first down.
We were talking to Eaton about, getting back to the playoffs. And one thing they told us, you hear it a lot when you talk to coaches, the one game at a time approach. You got to take that approach tonight. Don't worry, you can't. Unless I, need to brush up on the rule book. There's no 20-point play, Doug. You got to get this lead back, one play at a time, one drive at a time. You can't start thinking too far ahead if you're Eaton.
That's right. Here's a handoff to Berard. Berard's going to bowl his way up to the 26-yard line. That's going to be pickup of 1, 2nd down and 9 from the 26-yard line.
We've got Tage Joshi down on the sidelines. Tage, what you got for us?
Well, Andre, we're watching the current Shawnee team having a great outing tonight, but we thought of what's going to look like a few years down the road. We got 5th and 6th grade Shawnee out here, and they are watching tonight's game. You guys excited?
Yeah.
All right, when's your next game?
At Saturday, we versus Rolling Hills.
Awesome. So you guys are pumped for your next game. What's it like watching the big boys right here on the side?
It's cool to watch them like the positions we play. It's cool to watch them, how they work, and how different we are.
Absolutely. And of course, the future of Shawnee's in good hands. They got the young ones right here. It's on the sideline. Back to you all on the broadcast.
Thank you, Tage. And, you know, we talked about how the quarterback and the running back, Max Geyer and R.J. Griffin, they've known each other since first grade. And once upon a time, they were the little kids on the sideline watching the high school guys play. And that just tells you a lot about this Shawnee community as you see them getting ready to send some heat. Bring some pressure after Brock Ebright. But the offensive line holds.
Down the field, got a man open down at the 20, down at the 42-yard line. And Matlock gets the pass for a first down.
That first down brought to you by All Seal. Great job by the offensive line picking up that blitz that allowed Brock Ebright some time to step up in the pocket and fire a rocket to Dylan Matlock.
Matlock had to climb the ladder to get that ball too.
And that's the play. Those are the confidence builders. After you have a rough start to the game, if you're Brock Ebright, those are the confidence builders that you need to see as we get another handoff. That one to Berard, putting two people into the dirt before he's finally taken down after a short game.
Down to the 41-yard line. Pickup of about 4, second down and 6 at the 41-yard line of Shawnee. Eaton moving the ball now. Maybe they saw something in the last two possessions that they can work on.
That's the thing. They were actually doing a good job of moving the ball down the field last possession before that pick six, which isn't necessarily a bad play by the offense. He ran it how it was supposed to be ran. He threw the screen pass, but it was a great job by the defender to step in front of that pass and make a play. Sometimes defense just wins, Doug, no matter how well you play on offense.
Caldwell in the backfield.
Or heat coming from Shawnee as he steps up again and fires one.
And he's got it all the way down to the 5-yard line. Leslie Orr, the captain, one of the captains, grabs it.
And that's one thing about that blitz, Doug. If you're going to send 7 guys on that blitz, that means you've got a lot of cornerbacks on the outside in one-on-one coverage as Eaton enters the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's Pizza, a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important. That play right there, very important. Leslie Orr getting them within the 10-yard line. They're at the 9 now. That's a big guy, Doug. That's their most talented receiver. You leave him on one-on-one coverage on the outside, and if that O-line is able to pick up that blitz like they just did, and Ebright has time to step up in that pocket, it's going to be a problem.
And whistles and penalty markers all over the place.
Dead ball. Delay. Offense number 9. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, that's a little bit of a buzzkill. After you get a big 40-yard play, you get a delay of game. So now you go back from the 9 to the 14, and you see Brad Davis, hands on his hip. He is not a fan of that one.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think I'd want to be in that locker room at halftime.
You know, the speech might get a little friendly if you can punch this ball into the end zone right here. Still a lot of time left in the second quarter.
3 receivers to the far side,
Empty.
Dean to the near side. Dean going into motion. He's going to fake the handoff from Ebright. Ebright's going to get down inside the 5-yard line.
And we saw this a lot last week, kind of that jet sweep look. You line up in the empty backfield, you bring that wide receiver in motion, and now you have to make the defense guess. You're able to kind of use that read option to freeze the defense. You get number 11 to take one step to the outside, and then Ebright keeps it out, finds the crease on the inside.
Shawnee calls timeout. 6:38 to go here in the first half. Shawnee 20 and Eaton 0. You know, I want to talk about one of the officials here tonight. We're going to talk about when we come back. You're watching the Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Cincinnati Toyota dealers. Back here at Shawnee High School, Eaton band getting warmed up, getting ready to play at the half.
Hopefully the Eagles give them something to cheer for here, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Marching to the beat of their own drum right down the field. All the way down to the 7-yard line, 2nd and goal. Great drive so far by Brock Ebright. He's made 2 incredible deep passes. 7 more yards, and they can finally get on the board in this one. But we are going to have to wait a little longer, Doug, because we have some laundry on the field.
And it's going to be against Eaton. Delay a game.
Dead ball. Encroachment.
No.
Defense, number 60. Half the distance. 2nd down.
So encouragement against the Braves. That brings it up to the 4-yard line. Or down to the 4-yard line. 6:42 remaining here in this first half. And you can see the score on the screen, 20-0.
3 yards to gain. I'm not putting this ball in anybody's hand who is not named Cordis Berard. I am giving it to the big guy up the middle and letting him pound that thing into the end zone.
And it's going to go to Caldwell. And Caldwell's going to pick up maybe 1 or 2, if that. So it's going to be 3rd down and 3, 3rd and goal at the 3.
Right, and earlier I mentioned the two-headed monster at running back. We've seen a lot of Berard, but that's the other head of that two-headed monster. Talking to Brock Ebright, the quarterback here at Eaton, he said that backup running back Danny Caldwell, he showed a lot of flashes in their big win last week, and he is a very versatile player. He expects him to have some big moments tonight. Couldn't pound that one into the end zone on that play, but they've got an opportunity here.
Ebright's going to be sacked.
And there it goes.
Going to be sacked by big number 50. Is that 59 or 58?
58.
58.
That's Brady Rice, the captain on that Shawnee defense, the defensive end.
No, Thomas Morgan.
You're right.
So, big play by Morgan. Puts the Eagles back to the 10-yard line.
And we talked about that Shawnee defense. We talked about their ability to put pressure on the quarterback. 3rd and goal, they're not sitting back. They're not playing the pass. They're bringing them hitters. They're heating the quarterback up.
Timeout called by Eaton. That'll be their first timeout. So I was talking about one of the line judge, one of the officials. He was the assistant, or is the athletic director over here at Clark State University. It's not Clark State College anymore. It's Clark State University. They've gone to university status. And but Justin McCullough does a great job over there at Clark State. And he does this. Plus, I think he umpires or he does basketball too. I don't know how he finds time. No, that is not him. I think he's back by the ball. There he is. I think that's him. I can't see it. I think that's him, yeah. He's the AD.
And if you have any pictures of tonight's game or want to join in on the discussion online, follow us on Facebook at Dayton 24/7 Now. And make sure you use the hashtag Thursday Night Lights. If you don't use the hashtag, we won't see it. So use the hashtag, please. 4th and 10. Here it is. Big play for this Eaton offense. You can't afford to turn the ball over here as the blitz comes. Ebright scrambling to his left.
Looking downfield. He has a man open in the end zone. Touchdown. Or is it?
Way to ad-lib on the play. Brock Ebright to Leslie Orr. The signal goes up. That is a touchdown brought to you by Donatos. What a play by Ebright. The blitz comes. He buys as much time as he can, scrambling to that left sideline and fires one over the field to his best player.
So Ebright, a 10-yard pass to Orr. Makes it now 20-6 with the extra point coming up.
And we were talking about Leslie Orr earlier. Leslie Orr is a guy who says he loves the matchup between wide receiver and corner. He loves looking that cornerback in his soul and knowing, even if he's not a better player skill-wise, he is going to win his matchup, and that's what he did on the biggest play of the game so far for Eaton. That deficit going to stay at 14, though, after the mixed extra point. Great job by Ebright, scrambling out, buying time, a side-on throw over the middle to Leslie Orr, who found some open space. And I promise you, that's not how that play is drawn up. Leslie and Brock have been together a long time. That's the chemistry for Leslie to know, my quarterback's in trouble. Forget this route that I was running. I'm coming back to my quarterback, and he's going to hit me with a dime straight to the chest.
I know these guys aren't looking ahead, but Eaton's got Bellbrook in a couple of weeks down at Bellbrook, and that's going to be a tough one for these guys.
Absolutely. And, Twitter push as well. Make sure to follow us. If you've got any pictures from this game or want to join in on the discussion online, follow us on Twitter, Dayton 24/7 Now, and use the hashtag Thursday Night Lights. And, Doug, you mentioned Bellbrook. This Bellbrook game that they played last year between Eaton and the Golden Eagles,
14-13. Eaton wins that game, and that's the game that they knew that they were the real deal. Being able to beat Bellbrook on a blocked extra point, that's what let them know that they were a team the caliber of which could potentially go on a deep playoff run, and that's what they wound up doing. This kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte.
5:17 remaining here in this first half. As the ball falls off the tee, they're going to put it back on the tee, and Michaels will kick it away. Drew Michael, I should say.
The Eagles were finally able to put some points on the board and kind of halt that momentum train that Shawnee had going on so far. So now with 5 minutes left in the first half, Eaton has an opportunity to get a stop and potentially cut this to a one-possession game before they go into that locker room.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Braves at their own 20-yard line as they let the ball go into the end zone for a touchback. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Braves at their own 20-yard line.
You see R.J. Griffin coming back out. R.J.'s had a great night tonight, especially on the ground. As you look at his coach, Rick Meeks. Rick actually has a son on this team, Doug. His son, T.J. Meeks, plays slot receiver and running back. He had a 51-yard touchdown run last week. Now, he says coaching his son can be a challenge at times. You know, it's not necessarily easy to separate being coach and being dad. He also has a daughter who's a pretty big deal around here too. We'll get to her in just a second after that big run by Max Geyer.
Geyer gets up to the time called. We're going to get up to about the pickup of about 7. Second and 3 at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, Coach Rick Meeks, he also has a daughter who she's at Wittenberg playing soccer right now. She starts at Wittenberg, but a few years later, she was the kicker on this Shawnee football team, and she actually made national news. She was featured on USA Today by making a game-winning field goal to beat Jonathan Alder that sent the Braves to the playoffs last year. So that is a football family through and through in the Meeks household. A shot by R.J. Griffin.
Almost
in and out of the hands of the Eagles.
Brendan Couch almost had it. And he would have had it at the 44-yard line, but instead it's going to be 3rd down and 3. As R.J. Griffin got lucky on that one. That was intended for Gavin Benge.
That pass just a little bit short. Gavin actually did have a step on his receiver, on his DB there, but that pass just a few yards short, and that allowed Brandon Couch to come up and make a play. And he's 6'2" back there at that safety position. It's hard to get one over on him. And Griffin, unfortunately, was able to survive that one. 3rd and 3.
Here comes Griffin around the near side, slices and dicing, and gets up to about the 31-yard line. That's going to be close to a 1st down. We'll see where they mark it, see if it is a 1st down.
Reed Tinsman right there with the handoff. His helmet comes off, and Reed's going to have to go to the sideline real quick. The rule is when your helmet comes off, you got to go back and sit down and play.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the 1st and 10 for the Braves at their own 31-yard line with 4:26 and counting to go here in quarter number 2, first half.
And Reed, the guy you saw just come off, he's a smart guy. He's got a 4.1 GPA. A lot of high GPAs on this Eaton team.
The guys we talked to for both squads had high GPAs.
Yeah, just for the 3 guys we talked to at Eaton, 4.1, 3.9, 4.0. Coach Brad Davis says it's really easy to coach smart players.
Pass out onto the flats, going to T.J. Meeks, and he's not going to get much.
We talked about Coach Meeks. There's his son right there, TJ. He had the big touchdown run last week, the 51-yard touchdown run. He was the target on that deep pass that was almost picked off by the safety for Eaton. And now you see him really trying to get him involved. You know, he's a big play guy. He's really fast. He's slippery. And they're trying to get him to be a part of this game plan to try to break this game back open.
So Crow coming to the near side. 3 receivers going over to the far side. Or 2 receivers. In the backfield is Geyer. Good snap from the low. Pass over to the right side and
dropped.
It was dropped.
And you got to appreciate the defensive adjustments that Eaton has made. You know, we talked early on when they were really getting gutted by those short pass attempts. I said they really got to press up on these receivers and really challenge them to be able to beat the DBs on the routes. And so far, these DBs have been crashing down, and I feel like the receiver right there, like they say, he heard footsteps. He heard Eaton's safety crashing down on the play. That's Dylan Jordan on the play to knock that ball out, and now we've got 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he heard footsteps, and he started to run before he had the ball. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Geyer in the backfield as Griffin goes back to pass, but penalty markers come flying in.
Yards, 3rd down.
False start, that'll move him back 5 yards, and 3rd down becomes even harder to do when it goes from 3rd and 10 to 3rd and 15. You know, I remember on the Manning cast on ESPN listening to Peyton and Eli Manning, and they say 3rd downs are really won on 1st and 2nd down. Shawnee really wasn't able to get anything done in the early downs, so now you've got a uphill climb on this 3rd and 15. We'll see what play they're able to bring out, but I would look for potentially a screen pass. Don't sleep on the screen. You know, we talked about the chemistry that R.J. Griffin has with Max Geyer. Max Geyer, the best runner on this team, the best guy in open space. I'd want to give him the ball here.
Here's Griffin coming to the near side. He's going to keep it and run and goes out of bounds at the 33. So it'll be close. He's going to pick up the 4th down at the 34-yard line. So
right, and R.J. Griffin still on the field, but not necessarily because they're going for it, Doug. R.J. Griffin is also the punter on this team.
That's also a cause for concern for Eaton because he can run with it too.
Right, when you see number 3 get the ball, no matter what you think he's doing, you've always got to watch out. Good kick right there from him. They wait for a fair catch.
Matlock picks it up at the 25-yard line. That's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles with 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 2.
And things started off rough for Eaton. You know, Shawnee scoring 20 unanswered to start off the game, but Eaton was finally able to get on the board last possession. They make a good defensive stop, and now you have an opportunity to kind of stop the bleeding. Cut this to a 7-point game before you go into the locker room. As you take a look at Coach Rick Meeks, you know, he mentioned consistency being the key to getting this win. They came out on fire in the first quarter. Their offense couldn't be stopped, but they've had a little bit of a lull, you know, and you can't have the ups and downs. It's natural as a part of football, Doug, but after starting off like that, you've really got to get back to a point where you can do the things that you were doing early in this game.
There's Ebright going back to pass, looking over
pressure
to his left side, throwing it over to the left side, and has a man open. He's got the 1st down, and that is big number 14, Dylan Jordan. Jordan made a lot of yardage after the catch. So Brock Ebright going to the left there.
And Brock's done a good job of using his legs to buy him some time. This blitz is coming from all angles, and he's been forced out of the pocket a lot, but he's been able to keep his head up like you ask your young quarterback to do and make plays.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 38-yard line with 2:33 and counting here in the first half. Ebright going back to pass. Has man open on the far side once again. This is Orr.
Oh, that ball's out. Now it's up to the referees. His forward progress was stopped, and it looks like they blew the play dead before the ball came out.
He picked it up, though. Orr,
a little bit of a break there.
Picks up about 4, 2nd down and 6. With 2:20 to go here in the first half. Orr going out to the left side once again, 3 to the near side. Ebright going back to pass. He's going to step up into the pocket, and he's going to take off and go. And he's going to be close to the 1st down.
And that is not a hit I want to see my quarterback take. That's 3-4 guys that he tried to run through, but you do love the competitiveness to a degree, Doug, because right now it's 3rd and 1. He knew where that 1st down marker was, and he wanted the 1st. He didn't want 3rd and 1. This is a guy who wants 1st and 10, and if he has to run through 4 Braves to do it, Doug, that's what he's going to do.
Ebright under center now. He's going to keep it himself. He's got the 1st down and a few more yards to go with it up to the 50-yard line.
You see them going hurry up there. They don't want to give the Braves any time to collect themselves as this clock continues to run almost down to a minute now. quarterback sneak. Great push by the offensive line. You see Berard, the running back there pushing as this clock continues to 10 after the yard seal.
Firing downfield and intended for Dean, but he was turned every which way but the right way. And so pass is incomplete. It'll be second down and 10. There's a penalty marker down. And it's going to be holding. We're saying holding on who? It looks like Eaton. They're marching back.
Holding on the Eaton offense. That'll bounce them back. It'll stay second down according to the referee.
Second down and 20 at the Eaton 40-yard line. They got to get to the Braves 40-yard line for the first down.
You can hear the student sections chanting, "You can't do that." They're not wrong. Not legal. No, you really can't do that.
Nope. Or in other words, they were cheating.
Second and 20 for the Eagles.
106 in counting, or 106 left. Ebright in the shotgun, going back to pass, looking downfield. Has a screen pass to Berard. Berard gets up to the
great open field tackle by T.J. Meeks, the coach's son.
Up to the 44-yard line.
You know, we recently got a look at head coach Brad Davis. Brad Davis, there he goes right there. He actually graduated from Eaton High School. He's an alma mater, and he says that him being an alma mater, coaching the team that he grew up cheering for, that says a lot about this Eaton community. Before coming here, he worked for a small county school in Kentucky for 2 years, worked on this staff as a coordinator before finally getting his big shot as the head coach. A lot of Eaton guys on his coaching staff as well, because he says for young guys growing up in this community to see guys coaching them who also were in the same shoes, pads, and helmets that they were in, that's a big deal in Eaton, guys.
And Ron Neiman, is it Ron Neiman? He's an assistant coach for, and
absolutely. And actually, Brad Davis actually used to be Neiman's coordinator, and then he went from being Neiman's coordinator to now Neiman is his offensive coordinator. Well, he says after Neiman retired, it wasn't easy to convince him to take that job.
I think Neiman was just tired of him asking him. He said, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, he says he asked him year after year after year every year, and when he was retiring, until he finally said, yeah.
Ebright back to pass, and it's caught on the far side, but it was in bounds. No, he wasn't.
And that's what you do. Great catch by Leslie Orr. Couldn't get his foot down, but hey, you know, as they say, and hey, coming up at halftime, you've got the school administrators, the scholar athletes, the sponsors, so you will not want to miss the Wright and Schulte Thursday Night Lights halftime show. You'll see, of course, like I said, the administrators, and all of that is going to be fun. Tej Joshi on the sidelines. He'll play a big role in that. And you saw the previous play, Brock Ebright dropping back on second and long and taking a shot to Leslie Orr. Leslie, 6'4". They say you want to put it on the top shelf so the kids can't get it, and that's what he tried to do there.
Here's Ebright.
Oh, stepping up in the pocket. He's got plenty of time, letting it fly.
For Deem, and did he have it?
Nope, that one's on the grass. You're looking around for laundry. No flags on the field. Looks like we'll have a fourth down.
So it'll be 4th and 16 at the 44-yard line. Make it 3rd and 16. They haven't changed the mark yet.
That might be the first time all night that they didn't send the blitz from the Shawnee side, and he had plenty of time back there. Oh, you know, we mentioned laundry on the play. It looks like he's backing up right now. Referee coming out.
He could have stepped over the line.
Holding, offense number 78. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So it will be 4th down.
Yeah, we talked about how much time he had back there. It's because somebody was holding.
So going back deep for the Braves will be Ed Bamer.
We've already seen Bamer get into the end zone, and what he does on this return could tell how these last 43 seconds are going to go. If he calls a fair catch and is down around the 20, you might just go ahead and kneel this first half down. But if he can get a nice little return here.
Nice spiral going over the head.
Oh, yeah, he's not returning this.
And the penalty marker comes flying in, and the ball goes down.
At the 1. What a punt.
Exactly.
We'll see if the ball stays there, because like you said, the ref threw that flag about 20 yards on that play.
Yeah, the referee had a good arm.
That's what I'm saying. He might have been on this football field a few years ago, the way he acted.
I think that was Justin McCullough.
Oh, yeah, my guy's been in the gym. He wants y'all to see it. He let that flag fly.
You got that right.
As the referees huddle up to talk about this one, if everything stands, that is a beautiful punt down to the 1 yard line.
No, that was Rob Coles that threw that flag.
During the kick, block in the back, return team number 15. That penalty is enforced from the end of the kick, half the distance to the goal. It's first down.
Well, that goes from the 1 yard line to the 18-inch line. About as good of a result as you can expect if you're the Eaton Eagles. They can't even kneel this one out,
No,
Doug.
they can't.
Yeah, expect probably a QB sneak from R.J. Griffin here just to get the clock rolling and get us to halftime.
You can't get it any closer to that line.
Yeah, the nose of the ball effectively on the chalk right there.
Any kind of a muffed handoff or anything like that, it could end up in a safety or Eagle touchdown.
Exactly. So I expect them to line up in this power formation and keep it simple. R.J. Griffin up the middle, and if I'm Eaton, we talked about physicality. This is where we'll see whose big boys are going to win out. R.J. trying to get the opposing team to jump. He hands it off.
He hands it off to Geyer, and it's going to be second down. He didn't get. Eaton thought he was tackled in the end zone. That was Meeks, the ball carrier.
The Eagles is actually even calling a timeout because they're not ready for this to get into the locker room. Good tackle there.
No, that was Geyer.
Great tackle. Right there by Devon Rader. So calling the timeout because they say we want you to do that again. We have an opportunity to get 2 points here. If we can even get a 1 yard loss on the play, they want the Braves to run as many plays from their 1 yard line as they can get.
And they got 23 seconds to stop them. And no more timeouts by Eaton or for Eaton. So see what the Eaton defense, and looks like Brad Davis is taking over for the defense. He's the defensive guy, though.
Oh, yeah, he's a defensive guy. They love him there. And what I'm watching for on the defense, I'm looking for number 58, Brady Rice. He's the big defensive end. You got Reed Tinsman, number 59. Those are the two captains on this defense. And Reed, he's the one who told me that a lot of times when it comes to running the ball, it's not about talent. It's not about IQ. Nope. It's about who's bigger and who's stronger and who wants it more. And we're going to see who wants it more on this huge play for both teams.
Full house backfield.
There's the QB sneak I was telling you about.
Griffin's going to keep it himself, get a couple of yards. Have a little breathing room, but they don't have to stop the clock. They can go into the end. They can go into the locker room with a 20-6 lead.
Right back into the locker room after this one. That's what they wanted, to avoid losing 18 inches and getting that safety. And the Braves, they'll be happy with what they did in the first half. They're up 14 at home in the home opener. You see the beach section cheering.
I thought Taj may be up there, still up there.
He must have to go track down those scholar athletes. Because, yeah, if not, Taj would be playing beach volleyball with them.
So we're at halftime with the score Shawnee 20 and Eaton 6. So send it down to Taj with the coach, Rick Meeks.
Coach, great first half. Lots of big plays. You guys are up 20-6. Tell me about the energy on the sideline right now going into halftime.
Well, it's a football game. Being up 20-6 on these guys after they pounded us last year. Kids are excited. Coaches are excited. We just got to keep it up. Our O-line is playing better than I expected. Defensively, we're playing as well as I thought we could. We just got to keep it up. Eaton's a dangerous team, and we're going to have to play the second half just like we did the first.
Last thing, Coach, just a big play from some of your big stars. Tell me what that means for you and the whole team.
It backs guys up. It backs them up defensively and opens things up inside for our running game when we can make plays out on the edge. So we're just going to have to continue to do that. Hitters take some shots over the top and run our backs up inside.
Thank you for the time, Coach. Enjoy halftime.
Thank you.
Back to you all up in the broadcast booth.
Thank you, Taj.
We'll be back with the halftime activities right after this. You're watching the Premier Health Thursday Night Lights presented by the Cincinnati Toyota Dealers. Your score 20-0.
Halftime is sponsored by Wright and Schulte.
Eaton AD. Travis, great to be chatting with you. A fun first half. A lot of your crowd made a trip all the way from Eaton. A lot of folks here. What does that mean for you as the AD?
Well, you always enjoy seeing our spectators come out and our fans come out. We really want to support our team like we have in the years past. And with last year having a great season for us, I expect this every week for our fans to come out and support our kids.
Of course, it's the fans and the marching band who are singing, actually performing right now. What does it mean for you that you got so much of your student body, marching band, other fans, students included, supporting the football team?
Right. I mean, we've got an outstanding band. We've got our kids in general do a great job in whatever they're involved in. Very proud of them. And Friday night, great weather, or Thursday night, sorry, great weather here. And just for the kids to come out and take in this atmosphere is a great thing.
A lot of positive attitude from the AD, of course. Let's talk about your whole fall. You got your football team and lots of other sports playing. What exactly do you have your eyes on as the AD?
Right. Well, we've got a two-time defending state champ playing tennis, so that season started up. Volleyball be top-notch. They got to defend a league title. So our boys and girls soccer team, everything's off and running, playing a little golf there too. So cross-country starts up tomorrow or Saturday. And so we're just excited. It's a very exciting time here. The kids are back in school, and we're just ready to go for a great fall season.
I love to see your positive energy, and I love to see the positive energy of all your fans who made it all the way here. Really appreciate your time.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Back to you guys up there. We are with Athletic Director Steve Tincher, and we got to talk about just the general atmosphere here. Things are hyped. You got a lot of students here, even though school's not quite in session yet. Your reaction to everybody showing up?
Well, football's a big sport around here. Friday nights are big around here, even though it's Thursday night this week. We get a good fan following. Students are always excited for our games, and especially our home games. So they'll be ready to go tonight, I'm sure.
Of course, like you said, they're going to be ready to go. They are rocking and rolling. This is just week 2. You got a long season ahead of you, lots of fall sports. For all the fans of your school at home, what do they keep an eye on just all fall long?
Well, all of our athletes are out there participating right now. We're expecting good things out of our football team throughout this season. Our boys golf team is out there participating and has some good showings early on. Volleyball's had a couple matches. They're getting things rolling. And our cross-country team starts firing things up tomorrow to meet. So it's going to be an exciting fall around here.
Yeah, I mean, of course, football, you said, is the big thing here. But lots of sports, lots of athletes working hard and doing lots of great stuff. Last thing that I need to know from you over here, what is maybe one tradition that folks who maybe don't follow your school should just know about what goes on with your athletic department?
Well, we pride ourselves a lot in here in handling ourselves the right way on and off the field. We still have pretty strict policies around here, athletic handbook-wise. We expect a lot out of our student athletes. We expect to be leaders of our school, and we expect our coaches, to hold up those standards also and hold our kids to a high standard. So
high standards, high expectations. Great chatting with you today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm attorney Michael O'Wright. I'm proud to be a sponsor of Thursday Night Lights again this year. I'm happy to take part in such a great community event. It is an honor to support this sponsorship, bringing families, communities, and people together to celebrate the sportsmanship of all athletes. Let's all celebrate together, and remember, if you've been injured in an accident, make the right choice.
Throughout the 2022 season, the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group will recognize an exceptional senior student scholar athlete from each participating school. Here are this week's Jeff Schmidt Auto Group scholar athletes. From Springfield, Shawnee, R.J. Griffin. R.J. is a 4-year letterman in both football and basketball and has been named all-conference in both sports. He's a member of the National Honor Society and is in the top 10 of his class with a 4.07 GPA. From Eaton, Brady Rice. Brady's a member of the varsity football and baseball teams. He's first-team All-League in both sports and was named SWBL Pitcher of the Year. Brady's a part of the National Honor Society with a 4.10 GPA, a freshman-focused mentor, and a peer leader for 4th grade students. He's extremely focused on his athletics and academics and has been a leader for the student body through his actions and dedication.
The Jeff Schmidt Auto Group is proud to sponsor the Scholar Athlete Award, featured on Thursday Night Lights. We are honored to recognize these scholar athletes from all over the Miami Valley for their outstanding academic and athletic achievements.
Halftime has been sponsored by Wright and Schulte.
And we are back as we head into the third quarter. We're going to look at some of the highlights from the first half. Shawnee up in this one 20-6. The Braves coming out with the flag and coming out and really planting their flag early in this game. RJ Griffin over the middle to the guy he called one of the breakout stars on this team. Bumgardner, his big 6'2" tight end, and then Eaton working their way down the field after a big penalty. But that Shawnee defense making a statement, giving the Braves the ball back. And then that's where R.J. Griffin would make his statement on the ground, a 48-yard touchdown run. The PAT failed because they went for 2, so 13-0 after that point. But Eaton, they be down, not yet out of it. The Eagles continuing to fight. Big running there about a running back for the Eagles, and the big number 32, Cordis Berard. But ultimately, it would be the Shawnee defense that got the last laugh on the drive. The 77-yard pick six by Cordell. The beach-themed student section loving it. But one thing about Brocky Bright, he is never going to give up. Stepping up in the pocket on back-to-back throws on his ensuing drive. Making some huge plays, including this one to Leslie Orr. All the way down to the 4-yard line. But that Shawnee pressure, it was all over him all night. It's been giving the entire Eagles team problems. But on 4th down, scrambling away from that pressure, finding Leslie Orr in the back of the end zone, finally putting some scores on the board. 20-0 so far as we look at the first half stats. 110 passing. They've got the edge over Shawnee in the air, but the Braves, 235 rushing yards. My goodness. 5 turnovers for Eaton, 3 penalties by each side. Doug, you know, we talked about the physicality before this game. Eaton saying that they really had to be the more physical team, but so far that's been the Braves.
Yeah, they've been running it up the gut, and with Geyer
20-6. The final at the half. I'm sorry.
Look at the turnovers, 5-2.
Yeah, you know, we talked about playing mistake-free football, and so far, Eaton, you know, they've gotten some interceptions today. Really hasn't been the case. We'll see what they can do in the second half.
Yeah, there's the beach bums.
Hell yeah, they're really having a good time.
Well, you know, we ran into that last year. A lot of the themes for the week and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, beach seems to be the go-to theme out here in the Miami Valley. Not a lot of beaches in Ohio, Doug, so I guess this is the closest that you can get.
Onside kick, and it's picked up by the Braves. And no, it's going to be down by the Braves, but it's going to be picked up by it's going to be Eaton ball at the, wait a minute here. Now,
that kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte.
One official was pointing to the, Eaton has the ball.
Oh, they kicked it right at his face mask. They've been doing squib kicks all night, and it's been giving Eaton problems. That one hitting the Eaton player right in the face, and they fall on it. Not necessarily an onside kick, but it works just as well. And Shawnee
has the ball.
Wow, they've got the ball at the start of the second half. Maybe not necessarily how you draw it up, but hey, that'll work.
Hey, if it works, it works. So here we go with Griffin and Geyer in the backfield. Geyer right behind him. 2 receivers to either side as a handoff to Geyer. Or no, Griffin's going to keep it.
That's the read option. That's that shotgun offense we were talking about in the first half. R.J. Griffin, Max Geyer, 2 guys who have known each other since first grade. They've been working on that chemistry for essentially their whole lives, and it's been showing tonight, Doug.
They get into Eaton territory down to the 49-yard line, a pickup of 5. It'll be pickup of 4, second down and 6 at the 49-yard line. Here's the replay as Griffin goes to the right side. I don't think he played in the game last year.
And that's a great job by Griffin reading that outside defensive end. He stayed and waited for the running back, so Griffin pulled it and
pitch out to Geyer. Geyer gets down to the 45-yard line. Pick up of 4 more.
Gets up. He actually looked like he tried a little bit of a hurdle there.
Yeah. How many times have we seen that? Guys just hurdle over people.
Yep. Couldn't get above the defender on that one, though. Connor Bach holding them up and slamming them down. 3rd and 2 now for the Braves.
Ball resting at the Eaton 45-yard line. 2 receivers to either side with Geyer in the backfield, along with the quarterback in R.J. Griffin.
I give it to Geyer here, the big, strong running back.
Nope, he's going to pass.
Play action to him, and he's got a little time. He'll just feed it himself. I don't think he got enough.
He's close to the first down. Maybe not close enough, though. We're going to look at it. No, he's about a yard short. It'll be 4th down and 1. All right, Coach. Put your coaching hat on. What do you do?
4th and 1, ball on the Shawnee logo around midfield. You got to go for it. You've got a big, strong quarterback like R.J. Griffin. You've got a big, strong running back like Max Geyer. And those two, you saw the stats at halftime, those two have been shredding this Eaton defense on the ground. I go for it.
That is good enough for first down.
Well, no decision necessary. The chain gang came out and said it's a first down.
So 1st and 10 for the Braves at the Eagle 43-yard line. Just underway here in quarter number 3. 20-6.
Brought to you by Arby's.
We got the meats.
There it is. I was waiting for it, Doug. I was waiting for it.
Here's Griffin. Fires over to the right side. Intended for Mercer. Incomplete.
Griffin rolling out of the pocket on that one. Looking for the quick out. Very tough route to defend at the high school level, but that pass just a little too far and high for his receiver.
Hey, I was watching the game last week, and I saw you with I heard you with the Arby's. You just don't have the voice for it.
Yeah, you're right. See, I did it once for you because I knew you were listening.
We have the beach.
Yeah, see, I can't do that. I can't get that low.
Timeout called by Shawnee. Rick Meeks didn't like what he saw, so he calls timeout with 10:04 to go here in quarter number 3. Your score 20-6, and we'll be back with more of the Premier Health Thursday Night Lights presented by the Cincinnati Toyota dealer. 20-6 is our score. Back here at
out here at Shawnee High School, you know, Rick Meeks just calling that.
I was trying to remember the name of the stadium.
Rick Meeks just calling that timeout. And one thing Rick really talked about coming into this game is the short week. You know, it's not every day that you play on a Thursday. Coaches are typically creatures of habit. They're used to playing Friday. All of their procedures are to play on Friday. So when you have to condense that coming into a Thursday, that's tough sometimes for a team.
Griffin all alone in the backfield. Got a fire to the right side and incomplete.
That's Braden Dean swatting that pass down. It looked like he had 4 wide receivers to the left of the quarterback. They had a screen option over there, but RJ said he's taking a deep shot to his guy. But great job by Dean getting his hand in there and breaking that pass up.
So Dean, a 5'11" junior. Yeah, they got a nice facility out there at Eaton, don't they?
Oh, yeah, it's very nice over there. Very nice school, very nice field, and a very talented team, even though Shawnee has them on upset alert right now.
So here comes Shawnee with Geyer sidecar left, and Griffin's going to keep it himself. He's going to get down to about the 40-yard line. And it's going to be 4th down.
I expect them to go for this 4th down, and, you know, it really comes down to the trust that Coach Meeks has in his quarterback. And, Doug, that trust, in this case, it wasn't necessarily built on the field. It was built on the camping grounds for this Shawnee team. Every summer, a bunch of coaches from Shawnee, a bunch of parents, a bunch of kids, they come out here, they have a camping trip, and it really builds team chemistry as RJ's actually going to punt this one away, a short punt that's going to bounce around the 15-yard line and roll out around the 10. But yeah, Shawnee has a camping trip every summer. A bunch of parents, a bunch of coaches, a bunch of kids. They do a bunch of activities, and that's really where this chemistry is built. Because you talk about this small community, and you talk about how close that they all are growing up, and that's not just the kids, you know.
Oh, yeah.
RJ called Coach Meeks his uncle. They're not actually related by blood, but that's how close they are.
Well, you get that in some of these communities out here. You know, they're so close to each other that they're all aunts and uncles.
Right. You know, they've been doing that camping trip for 14 years. RJ's 17, so he's been on a lot of those trips.
Ebright and company had a lot of catching up to do. Here's a handoff once again to Berard, and he's going to be stacked up.
Took a lot of people to do it, but they finally got him.
Stacked up at about the 12-yard line, 12 or 13. So it'll be second down.
Berard coming in for Aiden Williams, the big running back for the Eagles last year, who ran for 1,400 yards, one of the best players in that Southwestern Buckeye League.
That Southwestern Buckeye League West Division is going to be very tough with Eaton, Valley View, and Brookville.
Oh yeah, Valley View. We're going to see them tomorrow on our Football Friday show over on Dayton 24/7 Now. And Valley View, they were tough last year, and you expect them to come back even better. As Ebright showing off the mobility, keeping his eyes upfield, and eventually he'll just take about 2 or 3 yards and go down around the 21.
It'll be second. It's third down and 7. Ball resting at the 17-yard line. So, yeah, you also got Oakwood too. They're playing at Northridge, and that ought to be a good ball game too.
And we're going to send it down to Tage. He's actually on the sideline right now with the kicker from Shawnee.
Yeah, I was just chatting with the kicker here, Andre, to open up that half. You might probably remember there was an onside/squib kick. Kickers called it a squib kick, and they're actually saying it wasn't a called squib kick by the coaches, or called onside kick by the coaches. He squibbed it in a way he knew his team would be able to recover. So that was all in the kicker in his brain right there. Just want to share that tidbit with you and the viewers. Back to you guys up in the broadcast booth.
Ebright forced out of the pocket, going around the left side. And he's going to still on his feet. He's kind of close to the first down.
It looked like he crossed it. It looks like those chains are about to move forward 10 yards. What a play by Ebright. We've been talking about the pressure from the Braves all night. Ebright able to evade it, get around the edge to the outside. Stepping up, looking for somebody. Goes in the circle, gets around the left, and dives. Full spread eagle to get that first down. That first down brought to you by Arby's. And, you know, Tage, we've been talking about the kicker. You know, kickers get a lot of flack sometimes. But, hey, the kicker making one of the biggest plays of the game. Like you said, squibbing it right at the face mask of the Braves special teams player. And now they get the first possession of the second half. But Eaton's got the ball back, and they're rolling.
Quick pitch over to Deem. Deem coming over to the near side. He made the mistake of stopping, and he gets drilled at the 36-yard line. But it's going to be good enough for a first down for the Eagles at the 35. They're going to mark it at the 35. Nice job by Ebright right over the middle to Dean. And Dean made the mistake of stopping right there.
Dean has had an incredible game so far, though. You saw him on the last possession when R.J. Griffin took a shot after that Arby's first down. R.J. Griffin taking a shot deep last possession, and it was Braden Dean who got his hand in to really swat that pass down to the grass. Now on the other side, making a big catch for the first down. Brock Ebright and company rolling right now.
There's a handoff to Berard, and Berard's going to get up to about the 37-yard line.
Yeah, and every time that guy gets the ball, it's going to take about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys to bring him down. He may be a sophomore, but that's a big young man.
They got something to look forward to the next couple of years in the running game.
6 feet tall, 220 pounds. He plays linebacker on defense. He's built like a linebacker. Not a guy you necessarily want to see in open space if you're on that Shawnee side.
You get knocked into next week and the week after with him.
Right, but hey, Shawnee's not scared of him. Shawnee said they love the challenge. They love the fact that Eaton's coming to town. They want to see the big boys. They want the challenge to show them who they are as Dean gets the handoff around the outside.
He's not going to go anywhere either. He's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, if not maybe a pickup of 1. They'll be second down.
That's Ed Bamer right there on the tackle. Great, and that's how they teach it. Wrap them up and get them down to the ground. Fundamentals right there.
That was a nice 2-point takedown.
Right, yeah. Hey, they'd be proud of that one on the wrestling mat.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe if this whole football thing doesn't work out, you know, hey, has a second career.
Yeah, they got wrestling. They got a real good wrestling program up there at Eaton.
3rd and 7. Handoff.
Once again to Berard. Berard's going to be stopped at about the line of scrimmage, maybe a pickup of 1.
I don't know about that call, Doug. On 3rd and 7, Ebright's been doing a great job, even when that pressure comes, of evading that pressure and making plays. On 3rd and 7, I don't know if I take the ball out of his hands.
So it's 4th down, and they're going to punt it away. Going back deep for the Braves will be Trent Cordell.
Great stop by the Braves, a potential missed opportunity by the Eagles, and it looks like the Braves are going to have to burn a timeout because their players are still, running off the field.
Timeout. Shawnee.
And just like that, the Braves are down to 1 timeout in the second half because if not, they were going to get a flag.
So we're going to take a break. Be back with more after this. You're watching the Premier Health Thursday Night Lights presented by the Cincinnati Toyota dealers. Welcome back to Dave Long Memorial Stadium on the campus of Shawnee High School in Springfield. Your score 20-6. And what's that?
We run this beach, is what they say.
Okay. Where's Tage? Is he up there?
Tage must have just left.
Yeah.
Big beach fan.
Where's the Beach Boys? Here's a punt coming down. Cordell's going to pick it up and call for fair catch at about the 28-yard line. And that's where the Braves will take over 1st and 10 with 4:57 remaining here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, Doug, and I think, like I mentioned before the break, I think Eaton tried to get a little too cute on that 3rd and 7. They tried to kind of do a little bit of a misdirection and run the ball, but on 3rd and 7, quarterback Brock Ebright has been making a lot of big plays, especially when that pressure comes. He's been able to break outside of the pocket, keep his head up, sometimes make the big throw, and we saw him earlier in that possession make the big run, but there they take the ball out of the quarterback's hand. And now Shawnee's got a chance to really put this game out of reach. If they go up 3 possessions heading into the 4th quarter, that's a tough ask for Eaton to be able to come back into that game, the way their offense has been moving.
4:57 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Nobody has scored here in this 3rd quarter. Braves have the ball. Griffin handoff, and right up the middle is...
That's TJ Meeks. That's the coach's son right there.
He likes to run over people, too.
He does, and we mentioned in the first half, TJ Meeks with a big 51-yard touchdown run last week. In their big win last week, or they lost last week, but it wasn't Meeks' fault. He had a big run. Trying to break one loose today.
I hate to be a tackling number on this team. This guy just run right over me. Here we go. Once again, this time Meeks in the backfield. Don't know where Geyer's at. Coach Geyer likes to run over people too. Hand off to Meeks once again.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Give it right back to him.
Meeks is going to get up to the 44-yard line. It's going to be good enough for another 1st down for the Braves. Braves trying to tack on some more points. Here's the replay.
Head coach Rick Meeks, probably a proud father watching his son make a nice cut into the hole and pick up about 8 yards right there for the 1st down. 14 yards and 2 carries so far in this possession. A good start as Meeks heads back to the sideline. You were asking for Geyer.
There, Geyer's in the backfield, sidecar left.
That's another Arby's 1st down. Eaton pressed up on the far side, sagging back on the near side.
There's a handoff going to Cordell. Cordell's going to pick up 2 up to the 46-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Braves. Cordell took that handoff coming around the left side. Ebright got the, I thought that was Ebright. Got the tackle, but it was not. It was
You're not going to see Ebright on the defense. You do not want him taking any hits. And the way this Shawnee team likes to run through people, oh no, we don't want him over there.
So it's 1st down, or 2nd down and 8.
Ooh, almost got him to jump down there.
Here's a handoff to Geyer once again. No, it's fake. Griffin's going to come around the near side and out of bounds at about the 44-yard line.
There goes Tage, our sideline reporter. Watch out down there, Tage.
You get too close to that sideline, you're going to get run over.
It is not safe down there, I'll tell you that. And the last thing you want on camera is you getting run over by a 17-year-old. Because And believe me, you're going to see it tomorrow morning on TV.
And you're going to hear it, too. You're going to hear about it, too.
That's another Arby's first down.
This is a 1st and 10 for the Braves at their Eaton 45-yard line. 2 receivers to either side, with Geyer in the backfield. This time, going to throw it over to the near side. Coming over, it goes to Bumgardner. Bumgardner gets up maybe 2 yards.
Brady Bumgarn, he had a big first quarter. Bumgardner making a big catch on the first possession that scored for the Braves, and he had the first interception of the game on Shawnee's first time out on defense.
Ooh, he got smacked there, too.
Oh, yeah, they hit him high, they hit him low, they roll over. But that's a big kid. He's tough. That ain't nothing to him. He's right back out there.
Devin Rader had a pretty good pretty good hit on him. Going over to the far side is Bamer. 2 receivers to the near side, with Geyer in the backfield. Going in motion is Mercer. There's a fake handoff.
He's in trouble back there.
And they're going to throw it, and it's going to be...
That one hit the grass. That's incomplete. Back to Bumgardner. Low pass to him.
It's going to be 3rd down and 8 from the 43-yard line of the Eagles.
Now, one name we said a lot in the first half that we haven't really said much of in the second half is wide receiver Zion Crow. Zion making a lot of big plays on both offense and defense in the first half, but they haven't looked to him so far this possession. 3rd and 8, and I can see one of 2 options. I can see either letting R.J. Griffin, the quarterback, keep it because he's made a lot of big plays with his legs. Or number 2, look for your best receiver on the outside. Let him make a play.
Meeks going in motion, and they fired across the middle and wide open. And down to the 25-yard line is Bamer.
That's Bamer. There's the big breakout star for the Braves. That's another RB's first down. Well, Doug, I gave you 2 options. They went with option C. And that one works too. A slant to Ed Bamer. Nice dart over the middle by R.J. Griffin. Bamer, called the hardest working player on this team. The junior wide receiver, getting some big minutes tonight and making some big catches.
There's a handoff to Meeks. Meeks going around. A fake handoff. As Griffin has it, he's got it up and down into the touch.
He hit him with the hezzy. He hit him with the hezzy. He hit him with the old stop and go to score that touchdown. Brought to you by the Natos. R.J. Griffin is a magician when he pulls that ball. Nobody can catch him, and he puts his team up 3 possessions on the long run.
A 25-yard run for Griffin makes it now 26-6 with the extra point coming up. And that would be by Mitchell Humphreys.
R.J. Griffin has been so elusive tonight. He's been so tough to bring down, and that's just another example. Another big run, another touchdown run from Griffin.
Kick is up, and it is good. So your score with 1:22 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. It's the Shawnee Braves shocking the Eagles 27-6.
R.J. Griffin, almost impossible to bring down. You can see him hit the hezzy, fake the inside cut, get back to the outside, show off the speed, dive across the pylon, touchdown Braves.
Not what Brad Davis wanted to have happen tonight, but
absolutely not.
Shawnee wanted the revenge from what happened last year, 28-7.
Great shot by our guy Tomas down there, our photographer. He does a great job staying in the action and not getting run over. R.J. Griffin, the guy, big football player, but he's also a big art guy, Doug.
Oh, he is?
He really likes to draw. He says he got his from his mom. His mom's always been really artistic, so he just really enjoys drawing. He says it's calming. He says he actually had a sculpting class. He's been into that a lot lately, and another thing he's been into is scoring touchdowns. A bunch of them tonight. They're up 21 points late in the 3rd quarter.
Now back deep is Deem. And can't quite catch the other number.
That kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte as that ball rolls. Didn't hit anybody in the face this time, so it actually made it all the way back to Dean.
Dean gets up to the 36-yard line, and that's where Eaton will take over. 1st and 10. There's Tomas.
There he is, Tomas. Hold it down there, man. You're doing a great job. Great touchdown play.
Just watch out. They might be coming your way. So
yeah, just like I told Tage, don't get run over by any 17-year-olds now. I'll talk about you.
That's his view. That's his shot right there. Yeah, the good old sideline photogs.
Can't live without them.
Well, been there, done that, and I saw some people get run over. And
Been there, still doing that. My first game that I shot in high school, I actually got run over. That's why I can speak to these things of experience. I got run over by the 16-year-old because I saw him. He kept getting bigger and bigger in the lens.
False start. Offense number 17.
Got to push the Eagles back 5 yards. Yeah, I saw him getting bigger and bigger in that lens, Doug. And
you didn't move, did you?
I was still learning. Fight or flight didn't kick in. I didn't step out the way. There's scoring summary right there, brought to you by Rand Associates.
25-yard run by Griffin. Makes it 27-6 now.
And now Eaton's got a lot of work to do. Down 21 late in the third quarter. Brock Ebright dropping back, firing deep.
And incomplete. Intended for Dylan Matlock. And back on the play was Mercer. There's a replay on it. Ebright had some time.
The offensive line has done a great job really picking up these blitzes. And we talked to a couple of those offensive linemen. They're big guys. They're smart guys. And they watch their film. They study the game plan. They're not surprised by these blitzes. But they've done a great job picking them up and really giving Brock Ebright chances to step in the pocket and make throws like that one. That one not complete, but we saw a lot, especially in that scoring drive that were. He's also had times where he was able to escape the pocket and make plays as well.
There's Ebright going around, rolling to his left.
They're chasing him, and he may not see him, and now he's scrambled up. He's really far back there, Doug.
Now he's going to fire, and intercepted.
Wow.
No, they say he was out of bounds.
Wow, that might have been the game right there. When you throw that ball away, you can't throw that ball away right there. You might need to hit the beach student section over there. I need that ball as far out of bounds as possible. That intentional grounding might be the call there.
No.
Not sure if that made it back to the line of scrimmage. Great shot.
There was a guy in the area, though. They were trying to get it to Matlock and didn't.
I don't know. I don't know about that call about out of bounds. It looked like he might have been inbounds for that play.
See that shot again.
And that's what I think Rick Meeks is talking to the referee about. I don't know about that one.
So they're going to mark it. There's a penalty on the play. It's going to be roughing the passer against by the Braves.
So even if he did get the catch, it didn't matter because that was about to get wiped out, and they were going to get the free first down as we look at the replay.
There it is. There it is right there.
Yep, roughed up and out of luck.
He was out of bounds. He was out of bounds when he caught it. His knee was hitting the ground. And he was also jumbling it. So
either way, it wouldn't have mattered, though, because like we said, roughing the passer, the late hit, and those are the mistakes you can't have. You've got an opportunity to get off the field, get the ball back, and run that clock down. And now Eaton has the ball at the 45-yard line.
If you see the numbers on his back, you don't touch him. Especially the quarterback. Ebright going back to pass. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket once again. Rolling to his left, looking downfield. Now fires downfield. And has a man
dangerous throw, but he hits Leslie Orr.
He's only going to pick up 2 yards after he scrambled about 20.
That's called backyard football there. He scrambled back about 15 yards, turned around, and slung it to the first guy he saw.
There is a penalty marker down back at the 33-yard line.
The offensive line did a great job actually giving him a decent amount of time there, but the coverage in that secondary, the guys just can't get open.
I think it was a block in the back by one of the front line.
Let's find out.
I'm going to send it down to Ryan Walters. What if any relation to Natalie? So they're still talking about it down at about the 43-yard line. So if you see a number on the back of some guy, you just don't touch him if you're on offense.
Absolutely.
You just don't touch him.
Can't even take any chances.
No.
You don't gain anything from hitting the quarterback 2 seconds late on that play.
Personal foul, blindside block. Offense number 79, 15 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
So, here it is right here.
Yep, there it is right there. 79 coming out and taking that guy out of his shoes. Yeah, Braden Green didn't even see him coming.
He didn't slow getting up.
Yeah, you can't do that. And we talked about him getting all the way down to the 45 because of the late hit by Shawnee. And now they're all the way back on darn near the 15.
They got to go all the way to the Shawnee 44-yard line for the first down. Ebright over the middle, and Deem has it at the 30 or the 28-yard line. And he stopped right there.
That's Trent Cordell. In Madden, we call that the hit stick. When the receiver's coming over the middle, hit him with that hit stick.
Exactly.
Shaking the screen. Bang.
That's exactly the way they teach you how to tackle. Wrap them up. The two receivers to the far side, one to the near side.
2nd and 27 as they're able to get the play off before the third quarter ends. Plenty of time for Ebright.
Ebright coming around the near side, and a penalty marker comes flying in, and another penalty looks like it's going against the Eagles once again. So that'll end the third quarter, but we'll see what the penalty is first. As they're discussing it right there on the sideline, right by Coach Meeks. So the penalty will be assessed at the start of the fourth quarter, but we're going to send it down to Ryan Walters. Here's what it is.
Holding, offense number 79.
Oh man!
The penalty is declined. Result of the play is third down. That is the end of the third quarter.
So that's the end of the third quarter. Your score, Shawnee 27 and Eaton 6. You're watching the Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Cincinnati Toyota dealers. Back here at Dave Long Memorial Stadium, the Eagles find themselves down by 3 scores. They got a lot of catching up to do, and they got it third down at the 25-yard line, 3rd and 33.
The Hawaii section loves it.
Yeah.
Man, and it's been a tough game for Eaton. They have been able to move the ball, but they just haven't been able to finish drives, Doug.
It's 3rd down and 33, ball on Selma Pike, just out to our north.
Yeah, you just got to dig down in the playbook for your 3rd and 33 play.
There's a pass incomplete to Orr, and there's a man down on the field, and that looks like it might be, we're not going to speculate. So there comes
Max Geyer, the running back, and he actually got hurt last year in their playoff game that they won, and the athletic director here at Shawnee told me if he had been there for the playoff game that they wound up losing and knocking them out of the postseason, they probably would have won that game. Geyer, the running back, a huge part of this defense. He also plays linebacker.
Well, one thing, but we're going to take another break. Be back with more after this timeout. You're watching the Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Cincinnati Toyota dealers. Max Geyer was the player hurt, and he is not putting any pressure on that right leg.
Yeah, limping off the field, and you hate to see that, especially in the big upset win. Spirits are up for this entire Shawnee team, the Shawnee community, the Shawnee student body, and to see one of their best players, one of their senior captains go down late in the game that they're winning by so much. It sucks to see, Doug.
Back deep for the Braves will be Ed Bamer. I got to give a shout out to that trainer. She was out there in a hurry. Punt coming down, and Bamer has it at the 35-yard line, and that's where they're going to start 1st and 10. I was talking about the trainer, and I don't know if they're going to show her or not, but she was out there in a hurry, and all the trainers, doesn't matter what school you're at, they do a heck of a job. They don't really want to work on the game day. There she is right there. She did a heck of a job. And Shawnee is very lucky to have her because she sprinted out onto that field. And she was out there probably about 20 seconds after he went down.
Oh, absolutely. And, the trainers, they get to know the kids. And when you see a kid down, it's almost like that mom instinct kicks in, like, let's go see what's wrong with him. And we hope Geyer's okay. And now without Geyer, that's the starting running back. You're up 21 early in the fourth. You got to run that ball out. So now you go T.J. Meeks back there in the backfield, the coach's son, lined up alongside quarterback R.J. Griffin, who has played phenomenal tonight. You got to imagine they'll keep this ball on the ground.
There's Griffin back to pass, going down sideline. They got a man.
Man, what do I know, Doug? What do I know?
Yeah, you're not a coach. Let's go sound the crow.
I mentioned Zion Crow last possession. I said they haven't gotten him the ball in the whole entire second half, and there he goes. Everybody thinking, including me, they're about to run the ball, and you throw it up to your big guy.
See, that's what Eaton was probably thinking, too.
Right, you know, hey, me and Brad Davis on the same page, but unfortunately, neither of us are on Rick Meeks' page as he gets the big first down.
That's why you're up here. So here we go, 1st and 10 for Shawnee at the Eaton 35-yard line.
All right, I'm going to redeem myself, Doug.
Okay.
This one is a run.
You sure?
Yeah, positive.
Okay.
You heard it here first. What did I tell you?
Meeks. Okay, you got your coaching hat put back on.
Stretching that ball out, trying to get as many yards as possible.
There's the trophy. Going to go to one of these two teams. And nice trophy.
This trophy, by the way, donated by Rand Associates. We get 10 of these. They're shiny, they're beautiful, they're big, they're heavier than they look. And, you know, it's nice going to schools that have been on Thursday Night Lights and seeing that trophy displayed in their trophy case. And if this game keeps up, Shawnee will have a nice addition to their trophy case.
You know, Fairfield acted like they won the Super Bowl with that thing last week.
Well, it was a big game. I mean, hey.
Oh, heck yeah.
As far as week 1 games go, it was the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Is there anything bigger than Thursday Night Lights?
Here's a pass over the middle, and they got a man open. Touchdown, Shawnee. That is number 26 in Caden Craig.
This touchdown brought to you by the Natos as Shawnee puts this one to bed. The upset over Eaton. R.J. Griffin finding a wide open Caden Craig. He had enough time to make a smoothie, mow the lawn, read a book, take the ACT, put his team up by 4 possessions. The 6', 195-pound sophomore tight end.
They went to the beach for a while, too.
Did they take the ACT up here, or is it the SAT? Down in Louisiana, we do ACT.
I think it's SAT up here.
Well, you know, hey. We'll work on that. He can take the SAT, ACT. He has enough time to take both.
Because that was good by Humphreys. That makes it now 34-6. They're just 2 points away from running clock, and they did not. That is one thing that I don't think either team thought was going to happen.
You know, the Braves said they weren't afraid of Eaton. They knew Eaton was 11-2 last year. They knew Eaton was one of the best teams in their division, but they simply did not care. They say we want to play teams like Eaton because we don't want to beat up on a bunch of chumps. I'm not calling them chumps. That's what they said. The team said they don't want to beat up on smaller teams, the chumps, the guys that aren't as talented. They want the biggest and the baddest so they could catch them on this field and do what they did tonight.
So, 34-6. Didn't think this was going to happen.
Yeah, you know, we talk about upset alerts, but man, this is a blowout.
It's a good old whooping, what it is.
What a job by the Shawnee Braves in their home opener. A lot of emotion tonight. You heard Tage talking about what they're doing for Deputy Yates, and this team is showing out in this game.
I think that has a lot to do with it, too, because Deputy Hayes was out here quite a bit. Next week, Talawanda goes to Eaton, and Graham comes here to Shawnee. Graham is not a bad team either, so Shawnee's going to have to be up for them, too. That's a league game.
Another squib kick, that one rolling meekly to the 35-yard line. That kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte.
Jordan picking it up, falling on it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 31-yard line, and they've got a lot of catching up to do in the next 10-28.
Right, and just throughout this game, I'm thinking about something, ironically, that Eaton said. Eaton said last year, and we talked about it earlier, when they played Bellbrook, it showed them the type of team that they were to be able to beat a team like Bellbrook. You got to think that perhaps the same thing's going on this Shawnee side. For Shawnee to take a team like Eaton and not only beat them, but run them out of their own home field here in Springfield, 34-6 right now. That's got to send a message to these kids like, look, this may be a small school, look, you know, but no matter who walks in here, we can take them.
Pass intended for Matlock goes incomplete. Your 2nd down and 10, ball at the 32-yard line. We got a dandy coming up next week, but you aren't going to be here.
Oh yeah, this is my last Thursday Night Lights game. when it made this schedule, and I only got to see 2 games of it. But yeah, we've got 8 great games coming up for the rest of the week. The first one being next week. We'll have you'll be up here. Coach Place will be in here.
Yep.
Matt Digby, the new sports guy at Dayton 24/7 Now News, he'll be in here soon. Tage will still be on the sidelines. We're going to be having a lot of fun.
He'll be looking for the beach, though. He might come with you to go.
Hey, we don't have any beaches, but we do have warm weather. We have great food down in Louisiana. We got pretty good high school football down in New Orleans, too. Not to, toot our horn, but we do have the number 1, prospect in the entire country.
Ebright, back to pass. Looking downfield, has plenty of time. Has a man open, and
I think he lost it in the air a little bit. Braden Dean had a step.
Dean could not catch up to it. So it'll be 4th and 12. Here's the replay of it. Ebright had plenty of time.
And I guess being up so much, the Braves have kind of dialed that pressure back that they've been sending all game, only rushing 3 there, giving Ebright plenty of time to drop back and make the pass, just overshooting Braden Dean just a little bit as they come up to 4th and 12, and they're not even going to bother going for it. They know what it is now. They're down by 28 points with 9:45 left in the 4th quarter. We're just going to go ahead and turn this ball over to Shawnee.
Here's the punt, end over end coming down, and nice pickup by Cordell. He had to dive for it. I think he's kind of bobbled it too. So with 9:37 to go here in quarter number 4.
And, Shawnee having a lot of fun tonight. I know someone else having some fun. Tage Joshi down on the sideline.
That's right, Andre. I'm having fun down here on the sideline. Shawnee's had a lot to celebrate tonight, and leading those celebrations is their wonderful cheer team. And I'm going to show you some of the moves that they've been doing. So let's see it. What are you guys doing? Look at them going up in the air. They've been leading the entire student section in lots of fun all night. They were wearing their leis earlier. They got them right down here. We're going to keep having fun on the sideline. In the meantime, we're going to send it back up to you guys in the broadcast booth.
Thank you, Tage. Those are the real athletes down there, huh?
Exactly. Ball comes over to the near side, and short hops Crow. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Those cheerleaders are going to need some oxygen after this game because they've had plenty to cheer about tonight.
You notice Tage was close to the beach bumps.
I wanted to see Tage get in there, see if they could throw Tage in the air.
Yeah, next time.
I would pay to see that.
Don't tempt him.
You're right. Hey, next week, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
2nd and 10 after that short pass to Crow.
Oakwood and Milton Union next week. That's going to be another dandy. Here's a pitch coming out to Crow.
Ooh, that's TJ Meeks.
Oh, is that Meeks? I saw him 5 on there. Meeks coming out of the backfield, and he gets down to the Eaton 45-yard line. That's going to be good enough for another 1st down for the Braves as they are putting it to the Eaton Eagles.
Right, Max Geyer came out of the game with an injury, so TJ Meeks comes in and he is making the most out of his snaps. Huge run, trucking over a defender there to get the 1st down.
34-6. Who would have thought this was going to be this big of a margin? And to be honest with you, I thought it might be the other way around, but Shawnee has really put it to them.
Right, we had 2 playoff teams coming in from last year. I knew it was going to be close. I knew a lot of points would be scored, but I didn't know most of them would come from Shawnee.
Dead ball, delay, offense number 3, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So they're going to mark it back 5 yards, 1st and 15. Ball will be at the 50-yard line. So it'll be 1st down. And
Doug, we've seen tonight, and to put it plainly, this team is very good at football when you're talking about the Shawnee Braves, but there's actually another game, sport, depending on your outlook, that they're pretty good at too. This is a big cornhole team.
Oh,
a lot of guys on this roster really playing cornhole.
Here comes Cordell. It's down to the 40-yard line.
You know, you got Bobby Shaw, the slot defender / middle linebacker. The consensus opinion around the team is that Bobby Shaw is probably the worst cornhole player on the team. But Max Geyer, who came out of this game with an injury, they say, well, he's
the best.
He's the best.
Yeah,
you know?
he says that.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure there may be guys on the team that would combat that, but
you know what
Geyer says he's the best.
You know what I would say to that?
What would you say?
Put up or shut up.
Hey, you know what? I would say that too, and I'd be shutting up because I am not a cornhole player.
Neither am I. So here you go. Second down and 5. Ball at the 40-yard line for the Braves. Griffin gets the snap, looking downfield. Penalty marker down as they're trying to get it to Crow.
That's going to be another one right there, looking like pass interference. Braden Dean never took his arms off of Zion Crow.
I think that's going to be offsetting penalties. I think. The linesman on the far side was talking about it. And then the back judge threw one in too. And that was the pass interference, I think, on Eaton. So here's
illegal formation, offense, pass interference, defense. Those penalties offset. Replay second down.
So that we're going to do a do-over. Second down and 5. Ball at the 40-yard line with 7:59 remaining here in quarter number 4. And it's been all Shawnee Braves from the very start, scoring 13 points in the first quarter. And Eaton has not been able to answer to it.
And look for the pressure up the middle this play by the big Eagles defensive tackle, Reed Tinsman. We talked to Reed yesterday. He told us he's a huge Star Wars guy, Doug. He's seen all the cartoons, all the movies. He has all the Lego sets. He loves the movie Rogue One as they force R.J. Griffin out of bounds. Rogue One, his favorite movie. Obi-Wan Kenobi, favorite character. Anakin Skywalker.
You're a big Star Wars too, right?
Oh, yeah. I could have, forget football. I could have sat there with him and talked Star Wars for like an hour.
So Griffin runs out of bounds. And so 7:55 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Another interesting fact about Reed Tinsman. You know, we talked about past games. Last year, they beat, or his freshman year, they beat Franklin 6-0, and he made the game-winning tackle on 4th down. He said he hugged his coach, and somebody took a picture of him hugging his coach, and then they made that into a T-shirt that he still wears. Oh, snap! That ball out after the big hits on T.J. Meeks.
And see who has it.
That's going Eaton's way.
That's going back over to Eaton. Nice job. I think it was Beam that hit him.
Oh, yeah, he beamed him.
Tried to beam him up, Scotty.
As you see the short, we've seen a bunch of short passes by Griffin and I. That one out to the flat and hold him up. And that's actually number 13, Devin Rader, coming in and laying the boom. We talked about hit sticks. Yeah, there's another one. That one will get you the fumble, recovered by the Eagles, and the offense will have a chance to put a few more points on the board and make this one look a little more respectable.
Here's Ebrock, or
looks
Ebright.
like they are about to bring the pressure on this play.
Ebright back to pass, looking
5
downfield,
rushing.
has a man open over the middle, and that is Deem down to the Braves 35-yard line, 35 or 36-yard line, 36-yard line. So that's going to be good enough for a first down for the Eagles. 7:39 remaining here in quarter number 4. Eaton didn't think this was going to happen to them tonight. They came in here very confident, as we could tell yesterday.
That first down brought to you by All Seal.
Here's a handoff, this time going to Caldwell. Caldwell punishing the defender, gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 8, second down and 2.
Danny Caldwell, the senior running back. You know, he's a big guy, and I'm told he's one of the hardest working players in that locker room. Had some flashes last week. That's his biggest carry of this game. Nice to see him be able to get a little action towards the end of this one.
Braden Green on the stop on that one. Here's Ebright going back to pass up, going over to his right side, throwing it out of play. And so it's going to be third down and 2. And the clock stopped at 6:44.
And the story of the night is really the pressure that the Braves have been able to put on Ebright throughout the night, even on the big plays that Ebright has made. You know, that pressure has been just on his neck the entire game, forcing him out the pocket. He's had some big runs, he's had some big throws, but the biggest constant for this game is just the fact that Shawnee is, huge stiff arm right there. Really been able to pressure the quarterback.
Caldwell gets the first down. All the way down to about the 21-yard line. Be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They're marching. They're not done yet. They're not going to give up.
Yeah, that's the X button on Madden. Stiff arm. Get off of me. X if you have PlayStation. We don't talk about the people who have X.
No, he just says, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, excuse me, pardon me. There we go. 3 receivers to the near side. There's a handoff. Or this time, Ebright.
Scrambling about 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to just throw it up.
And touchdown.
Hey, backyard football here in Springfield.
Caught by number 3.
Make a huge play.
Ian Rubish gets the touchdown.
This touchdown brought to you by the Natos. That play by Rubish, anything but rubbish, as the Eagles get some points on the board.
Ebright went all the way back to about the 40-yard line and fired it down field.
Call it backyard football, Doug. Take the snap, run back about 20 yards, close your eyes, throw it as far as you can to the guy you trust. And there goes Ian Rubish making a play.
And timeout. What do we have? Timeout called or no? Play clock is running down to 10. So they're going to go for 2.
No reason not to at this point. You're down 22.
Trying to make it a 20-point game. Ebright in the shotgun. Ebright back to pass. Fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. So the extra point was no good. So with your score was 6:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's the Braves 34 and the Eagles 12. You're watching the Premier Health Thursday Night Lights presented by the Cincinnati Toyota dealers. Back here at Dave Long Memorial Stadium in Springfield, Ohio, the home of the Shawnee Braves. Eaton now trailing 34-12, and back deep for the Braves will be Trent Cordell.
And, you know, we talk about that 3-4 aggressive blitzing defense that Shawnee has as we get to the kickoff, brought to you by Wright and Schulte. The onside kick.
And who's got it? Right at the 50.
Looked like it was recovered by Shawnee.
Yeah, they're going to give it to Shawnee.
The Braves way. And when you talk about that aggressive blitzing defense that the Braves have, Coach Meeks called it feast or famine. There's been a lot of food on the table, and they have been feasting tonight. But on that last play right here, it was famine. You know, when you are able to send the blitz and put the pressure, a lot of times you have one-on-one coverage in that secondary, and there Ebright is able to throw it up to his guy, and Ian Rubish makes the play. Great job by Ebright not giving up on the play, and great job by Rubish sensing that his quarterback was in a whole lot of trouble and just coming back and getting up to make the big catch.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Rubish plays basketball, so he went up, got that one.
Oh yes, 6'1" junior. You better play basketball. A lot of baseball players on this team, but
yeah,
he's one of the few hoopers.
I've done a few of the baseball games out there. They got a nice little baseball field out there at Eaton.
Yeah, they've got a defensive lineman out there right now.
Crow gets the pass, that's smacked by number 23 in Preston Orr.
They have a big defensive lineman out there right now. The Eagles do. Brady Rice. He's a pitcher on that baseball team. He throws 90 miles an hour.
There's the guy that helped save somebody in the crash.
Oh, yes, Preston Orr. A car crashed right outside his house, and he and one of his 4 brothers ran outside, pulled the guy out, saving his life. It says a lot about the character of that.
I wonder if that guy's sitting across the way.
Oh, I'm sure he's very close with the Orr family at this point.
Here's a handoff to Meeks. Meeks gets down up to the 41-yard line.
Looks like the chain gang is about to move on that one. That's a first down. Preston Orr, the lifesaver.
Yep.
TJ Meeks, the coach's son. You know, we've talked to a couple coaches' sons throughout this process. You know, last week after that first down by Allseal, last week we talked to RJ Meeks III, who's the coach's son over at Wayne. And a lot of times people assume, when you're the coach's son, you have things easy. And a lot of times it's not the case. You get coached harder than anybody else when your dad's the coach. And sometimes it's hard to kind of make that separation. Coach Meeks told us, sometimes he had to tell his son, hey, you can't necessarily talk to me on the field in some of the ways you may talk to me at home. At home I'm dad, and here I'm coach, as TJ Meeks is thrown to the ground after a short game.
Pick up of ones, maybe not that much. Maybe no gain. Second down and 10, ball at the 40-yard line.
Devin Rader with the stop on that one. He was the one who forced that fumble last possession.
4:25 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's all Shawnee as they are getting back at Eaton from last year, where Eaton won 28-7 over at Eaton. And they got a nice football stadium over there, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So here we go as Griffin, and the handoff goes to Bamer. Bamer around the left side, picking up some good yardage all the way down to about the 20 or 33-yard line.
And that's patient running there by Ed Bamer. He gets that jet sweep handoff. Initially, it looked like nothing was there, but he waited for his blocks to set up. He planted that left foot, darted inside, and was able to get a decent gain. And now it's 3rd and 4 instead of the 3rd and 12, maybe even 3rd and 13 that it looked like it was going to be when he took that handoff.
So 3rd down with 3.5 to go here in this one. Glad you can join us on this Thursday night. We'll be back at it again next week. And the coach and I will be back at it. Here's Griffin handing off once again to Meeks. Meeks up the middle.
Another first down. Now we're just milking this clock as we go to the player of the game. And who else could it be? R.J. Griffin.
Yeah.
R.J. Griffin throwing dimes tonight through the air. You see that touchdown right there, last possession. He's been running. You see him hit the hezzy and get into the end zone. He had a 57-yard touchdown run earlier today. He has been unstoppable through the air, on the ground. What a game from the senior quarterback for the Shawnee Braves, Doug.
And Tomas was right there.
Oh, yeah. Tomas is everywhere.
Yeah, he's everywhere. He's going to be in Cleveland, too. Here comes 3 receivers over to the near side. They're going to flood the right side, and time is called or penalty marker down.
Timeout. Shawnee.
Timeout called by Shawnee. It's their final timeout with 2:40 to go here in the contest. So stick around. We're going to have the trophy presentation to the, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it, Shawnee Braves.
You never know, Doug. 2:40 left on the clock, 22 points to go. I've seen crazier things. I don't know where I've seen them, but I'm sure crazier things have happened somewhere.
Here's the drive of the game.
And the drive of the game for the Braves right here.
Brought to you by Carol Works Tires, down there on Patterson Road.
And this is the one that really changed the game, and the Braves are really able to affect the game in this drive through the air, on the ground. You see the slant pass there. This was the first drive of the game. This is where they came out and they made the statement, we are not to be messed with. We don't care how big you are. We don't care how good you are. We don't care that you were in the playoffs last year. We packed that thing too.
Here comes
R.J. Griffin on the ground with the hezzy,
Tomas
diving into the end zone.
So here we go once again, and Meeks didn't like what I don't think he liked what Boston Scanlon was doing to him. He jumped up real quick, looking like he was ready to go.
Oh yeah, they definitely exchanged a few words here, and this is when you get towards the end of the game. I'm sure there's a lot of frustration on that Eaton sideline, and you just don't want to see it, get any kids in trouble, obviously. Everybody keep their cool. We got 130 seconds left in the game. Let's wind this down, get to the locker rooms. If you're Shawnee, celebrate. If you're Eaton, talk about what went wrong and how you can fix it for next week.
You're pretty good at math there.
I went to college at one point. It's been a long time since then, but I did go to school.
Going to be sacked in the backfield. That's going to be Deem. Here's the play of the game.
And this is the one that changed the momentum. Rocky Bright looking for the screen pass, but nope.
Cordell intercepts it.
Cordell jumping in front of that pass and running it back 77 yards. That made this a 2-possession game. And since then, the Braves have not looked back.
Yeah, I would tell him, don't do this. You can get hurt like that. But
Hey, you know, when you get a 77-yard pick six.
Yeah, you can celebrate, but don't bust yourself up. I mean, that was a great play. So 3 receivers going over to the far side, Crow to the near side. Meeks in the backfield. He's going to get the handoff up the middle and up about 2 yards.
Clothesline right there, rolling out of the pile. It's a big hit to end this game as the clock continues to tick below 1 minute.
1 minute to go here in this one. I think I can safely say that trophy's going to go to the Braves.
Yeah, you know what? At this point, it's going to be hard to score 23 points in 48 seconds.
With the clock running.
Yeah, with the clock running.
All they have to do is make one more play.
And then another play, and then another play, and then another play.
No, Shawnee's out of timeouts. Or okay. He can call 3 timeouts, but I don't think they're going to do it.
We saw TJ Meeks right there in the backfield. You know, he's done a great job coming in for Max Geyer, who got hurt in this one, and really filling that void, able to run this clock out, get some good, strong runs in there, kill some clock, pick up some first downs, and put this game to bed for the Braves.
Well, that's going to be turnover on downs, and the Eaton Eagles are going to get it with 17 seconds to go. And the Braves are going to win this one. They're going to 1-1, as is the Eaton Eagles. Eaton defeating Greenville last week, and Shawnee losing to Valley View. And these two, Valley View and Eaton, have to play because they're in the same division of the Swivel. So that's going to be a dandy of a game too.
Yeah, and you just saw head coach Brad Davis there. I'm sure he's not happy about the way the team came out and played. He mentioned that the key to the game was to be more physical, and tonight, a more physical team lived in Springfield. The Shawnee Braves, a great showing by them, as we'll see what the Eagles pull out for the last play of the game. They say it's just time to get out of town.
Here comes Caldwell. Caldwell all the way up to the 40-yard line. They're going to stop the clock with 16 seconds left. So they're going to mark it at the 15 or at the 40, and that's probably going to do it.
You see him shrugging on that sideline.
10 seconds, 9, 8. They're going to get one more playoff, I think. And that's going to do it. Your final score, 34-12. The Braves win it over the Eaton Eagles. So each team goes to 1-1. Eaton will come home to take on Talawanda next week, and Graham will come here to Shawnee as the two coaches meet out in the middle of the field. Two great coaches right there. Talked to both of them yesterday, and great guys. So Tage is down there with the trophy.
Oh yeah, you know, these guys they're still just shaking hands, showing a sign of sportsmanship. You know, these are two teams that are they're competitors, but they respect each other a lot. Coming back after this commercial break, we will have that trophy celebration. Tage gathering the team around midfield. The Shawnee Braves with the upset here in Springfield. We'll hear from Coach. See the celebration next.
Back here at Dave Long Stadium, your final score, Shawnee 34, Eaton 12. Tage, take it away for the trophy presentation.
Coach, that was a huge win against a good Eaton team. What does this win prove to you about your team?
We can play. And if we put our minds to it and come ready to go every day, we can play. We can play. We were disappointed after last week, but, we had a good week of practice, and these guys came ready to play today. I'm really proud of them.
Like you said, these guys came ready to play, and you came ready to get a trophy. It is time to present to you the Premier Health TNL Champions Trophy. Here you go. Look at the energy on these guys. Coach, last thing before we send it back upstairs, just give me a play, a person, something that you really want to highlight that you thought changed the game.
Oh, Trent Cordell. Trent Cordell's pick 6. Right here. Trent Cordell's pick 6, baby. Yeah, when he picked that off to send us up, give us 20 points or whatever, that was a big play. We're up 2 scores, and that put us up 3. So Trent Cordell, heck of a play.
A lot of big plays tonight. We want you guys to celebrate your wins, celebrate your trophy. We're going to send it back up to the broadcast booth. A lot of celebrations going to happen down here.
Yeah, I think they're going to be partying tonight because they don't have school tomorrow. So, Andre, this is your last broadcast here on TNL, and I want to thank you for all your help for the last couple of years. And good luck to you down in Nolens.
Thank you.
And don't forget to leave your parka here.
Yeah, I definitely won't be needing in New Orleans, but thank you, Doug. It's been a joy being on Thursday Night Lights. We've gotten to cover some great teams, great players, great coaches, incredible games, and you love moments like this, seeing a team after a big upset celebrate and just lift that trophy, a moment, being on TV, a school like this, they're always going to remember that. So just thank you to the Miami Valley for having me. Thank you, Doug, for everything I've learned. Coach Place, I'm sure, is somewhere watching. Shout out Coach Place, Seth along in the booth, JV, Jacob down in the truck, John and everybody, Tomas down there. Everybody, just thank you. It's going to be a great season with or without me. Hey, guys, going to be a great season, and we are looking forward to it. Thank you to the sponsors as well, obviously, as we take a last look at Rick Meeks' big smile on his face after a big win here in Springfield.
So that's going to do it for us here in Springfield. So for Andre Johnson, this is Doug Brown saying thank you for tuning in tonight. Your final score, the Eagles the Braves beating the Eagles. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you next week from Milton Union.